Hey folks, welcome on into the Central Committee stream with your host Mike from PA. We are live once again. Wow. Wowie zowie. Tonight, chat, is deep condition night for the hair. And I gotta tell you something, I'm excited. Hair tomorrow is going to be luscious. So make sure you have your calendar ready for Friday for luscious Mike hair. Because tonight is the night for a deep condition. So think about that. Desire it. I know I do. Son of a bitch. There is a fucking VO detected. Son of a bitch, I knew it. 10 hours of silence broken by gnome noises? Son of a bitch. Nuclear VO launch detected. Zohran, I'm building new nuclear plants in New York State. I think it's something worth exploring. Is that a yes? Zohran, yeah. Cuomo, oh. I am an old... also, chat, I want to tell you something about this. This makes me think Zohran might be a China simp. You can detect if somebody is a China simp if they're a socialist who likes nuclear. If they are a socialist who likes nuclear, that's ML coded. If they're a socialist who hates nuclear energy, that is anarchist coded. You can kind of figure out where somebody is on the annoying versus pragmatic spectrum based on their opinion of nuclear. Now, I'm a nuclear leaner. I think that it's something that needs to be in the mix, but I think people get overexcited about it. I'm more of a fusion simp because it's cool. He spoke Mandarin when they asked which language you could speak. I didn't see that. I haven't actually seen the debate yet, chat. I missed the debate. The insane racism from Cuomo. Yeah. I just want to, I want to clear up the, later I'm going to clear up who the secret DGGer is. Just so people aren't confused. I know there's a couple people that are confused about who I was referring to, but I'll tell you later, okay? So no one will be confused, all right? So I don't want anybody to feel like they're being attacked when they have nothing to do with DGG, right? Like, that's fucked up. I wouldn't like that if somebody was doing that to me, so don't worry. Organizer memes, yeah, I block them. They're fucking annoying. Yeah, I used to be mutuals with organizer memes, and I tried to deal with them where they were a human being, but I blocked them because they're too fucking annoying, man. They're too fucking annoying. They like Hassan but hate Mike. No, they're just mad that I blocked them. They used to be my simp, but now they hate me because I blocked them for being annoying. Like, you can only be annoying so many times. And that's generally, like, I have a slightly different standard than Hassan. Like, for me, I block you if you're annoying. And what I mean by annoying is you imply, I don't think anybody wants people around them that are constantly calling, like, trying to interpret their shit as if they're a bad person. I don't need that. Now, I'm 100% okay with, like, hey, you did this thing and it could be considered offensive or racist or, you know, just so you know. I actually think that is very useful because I don't want to offend people. But I don't need people around me that are interpreting my shit like, oh my god, this means Mike is a bad person. Once you do that, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. And I don't think you don't need that in your life either. You know what I mean? Like, you should not allow people to, like, trash you or call you a bad person or interpret things in the worst way possible. Like that's just you should not do that. If somebody is like that to you, if they're constantly being annoying pieces of shit, then you should just be like, you know what? Fuck this. There's a rule in organizing called the tyranny of the annoying. And what that means is that organizers and leftists tend to be really nice people. You were clearly alluding to Graham. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, totally. I definitely am alluding to Graham as well. I don't think he's a secret DGGer, but I was alluding to Graham, definitely. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I meant Graham. Yeah. But he's not the secret DGGer. No, he's not the secret DGGer. The secret DGGer is Rhizome. Rhizome. Nothing secret about that. I mean, people... is it advertised? I don't know. Are you aware that they posted that deleted a photo of their face? Seems odd that a paid shill for the Democratic Party who claims to be a DSA can go around anonymously accusing you of being a Holocaust denier. Oh, did they accuse me of that? Oh, damn, that's weird. That's weird. I think I should sue them. I think I'm going to sue that guy. Like I was specifically talking about, I made a tweet about Graham Platner and the how bad the SS tattoo is. And I said about how they were the concentration camp guards, the death camp guards. They murdered socialists, communists, liberals. And then they were like, you're leaving someone out. You're leaving out who they killed. I said death camps. Who do you think that refers to? It's a tweet. I don't have that much. I don't have the space to put every category that was targeted by the Jews. I was talking about the political categories, because how are you going to be a socialist and have a tattoo of the people that annihilated socialists? But when I say death camps, I'm acknowledging the Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust, and the Roma Holocaust, and the queer Holocaust, and the anti-trans Holocaust. Like, by saying death camps, I'm literally acknowledging that. To say that I'm imply that I'm leaving out Jews or whatever, or being anti-Semitic, that's insane. That's an insane thing to do. And I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. I'm not tolerating that anymore. You said targeted by the Jews instead of Germans? Oh, sorry. They were targeted by the Germans to exterminate the Jews. Sorry if I misspoke. Thank you, chatters. The Jews were targeted by Germans for extermination, by the Nazis, by the SS. That's who I was talking about. That's what death camps refers to. It's the extermination of the enemies of Nazism and the minority groups that they were targeted as scapegoats, which was Jews, yes, but also many other groups. They went from Mike misspoke out of rage against that Yadu. Mike is an open anti-Semite. I had to stop watching this. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's all I wanted you guys to know, is that if I see you like hanging out in those places, I gotta be honest, we're probably not going to vibe anymore. I'm just declaring that openly. Just the same if you were hanging out at GGG, you know, if you're hanging out at those places, we're not gonna, you know, you're cut off from me. And I hate to do this kind of thing, but I could only ignore so much. You know what I mean? Like, so you can make your choice, right? If you prefer them, goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, that's a goodbye from me to you. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. And I assume some people are going to leave, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'd rather not have people that are okay with someone like slandering me or trying to get me deplatformed. I think if you could overlook that, then you're probably not my friend. You know what I mean? Who I watch when Dennis aren't on. There's so many good people to watch. There's so many good people to watch. Maple Takes. Did you see an old quote from Platner? Talks about him being on patrols at Abu Ghraib in 2005. Yeah, I did see that. The Platner shit is weird, man. The Central Committee or internal purge. It's not a purge. It's just a, hey, I'm a human being too. You know, I am a human being too. I'm not gonna like hear about how you're slandering me to a bunch of random people while you fakely pretend to be my friend in public. I'm not gonna do that, man. You know, like, I'm not gonna forget that. I'm not gonna ignore that. Grandma's doing that. Yes, unfortunately, I didn't believe it either. It was tough, but it is what it is, you know? How did he slander you? I mean, here's what I'm going to say. Either you believe me or you don't. You know, either you believe me or you don't. You know, it is what it is. You think I would just do this? IRL, was he doing it? Yes. And it is what it is, you know? And it made me feel sad. I knew about the others, but Grem himself, I didn't know. That being said, he hangs out with them. Yeah. Well, I mean, what can he say? Like, birds of a feather, right? He will let people shit on Mike nonstop, but he will ban on you if you shit on a right-wing chatter. Yeah, they know what they're doing. So, you know, that is what it is, right? Like, it's all about greed. It's greed. You know, like, they see me being a successful streamer, and they think that the best way to get my audience is if I get banned. Like, and I've tried to have conversations with all these people. I've tried to have conversations with these people. And, you know, it's very clear that they've got some sort of like idea that the best way to win in Twitch is to shit on your own side or try to get their downfall or help, you know, the H3H3 and the DGG attacking points against me. Now, like, and then they pretend to like Hassan. And the reason why they pretend to like Hassan is because he's the biggest streamer. And, you know, for them, he's so big, they see him as a pipeline, right? So they fake that they like him. And none of them do. Okay? Like, none of them do. It's very important you understand this. They don't. And I'm not even sure what they believe. As far as I can tell, I can't see anything. But deplatforming me is their goal. And at this point, like, I'm not gonna ignore that. Like, you know, I gave them the benefit of the doubt for months, and then they've just escalated from there. It is what it is. Isn't a patrol stint at Abu Ghraib pretty damning? Like, CIA coded damning. The torture at Abu Ghraib was orchestrated by the CIA. I mean, it was orchestrated by the U.S. Army. It's not even a CIA thing. It's a American military thing. I'm sorry, Mike. I mean, it sucks. I hate it too. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, it is what, like, there are some people who don't believe, like, they're always yelling at you, don't use the word wrecker. If that tells, like, I have never in my career thought I need to tell everyone I'm not a wrecker. That never crossed my mind. So it seems like pretty clear that that's on their mind, being a wrecker. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird, man. I could feel this coming the wind. I've noticed that he's really leaned into being an influencer, and it felt weird to me then, and it makes sense now. It's a lack of education and a rally for clout. How disappointing. Yeah, it's very disappointing. Greblo always looked like he was stealing your flow. Of course he is. I would, you know, there's a lot of things that I did, which they're not, I don't copyright them. It is what it is. But, like, you know, somebody just doing exactly what I do, but a couple hours earlier to get my viewers before I go live. You know what I mean? Like, but without the analysis, without the education, you know, it is what it is. But what they do is lean into the parasocial shit, lean into the interpersonal shit. So even when I found out regarding the racist comments against Jews, and blacks and Stavros joke, I realized it was an attack taken entirely out of context. First of all, I didn't make comments against Jews. I was talking about Benjamin Netanyahu and his Zionist idea that there's a Jewish ethnicity in Israel, the settler ethnicity, that annihilates all Jewish diversity to try to create a ethno-supremacist state. It's sort of like deleting, you know, someone being German or Scottish or Irish or Italian and saying they're white and that you live in a white supremacist society. The conception that Zionists have of their settler colonial identity is very similar to the white identity of America. It's a settler identity, and it deletes all the national identities and all the diversity of Judaism in favor of that project. That's what I was saying is bad, and I misspoke horribly by not explaining that well. But everybody who's watched me for years knows that I don't harbor any anti-Semitism. That's actually insane. But they push that idea to get me, perma'd. And it, you know, I was like, okay, maybe they're just, you know, maybe I'm wrong. But then, you know, I found out enough since TwitchCon that I could safely say these people are actually out to get me and they're my enemy. And I think that's crazy talk. And I wish it weren't true, but it is what it is. You know, I wish it weren't true, but it is what it is. So please, 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 please do not interact with them. Or if you do, then you please leave here. Do you think the bee breaking comment was strategically used against you? Of course it was. Of course it was. Like, so what is going on? I'm just separating myself from the group, you know, the Cinemarxism Gremlo. I don't want those people around me. That's what's going on. We're going to make sure everybody is aware of that going forward. You're not allowed to like have a like in-person I hate Mike group where you all slander me and then go, oh wait, what? We're a small bean. We're a small bean. Nah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm good with that. And like, I think one of the things that's making me want to speak out more against it is the Ludwig shit. When Ludwig said that he wouldn't go to Hassan's funeral, and I was like, well, I know that this is the same way that people like Gremlo and Cinemarxism and Rhizome feel about me. In fact, they would put me in the grave if they could. Why am I hiding that anymore? Why am I hiding it? Why am I like not telling my audience this is how those people feel about me? And I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it, but it is what it is. And J. Marianne, did that not happen, or am I wrong? I mean, you were there, right? You didn't raise your middle fingers and go, fuck Mike. You didn't do that? You didn't say, oh, this guy is a racist? He was really nice to me when he let me stay over at his home. That was from Rhizome. Or Gremlo didn't say, well, I've always felt weird about Mike because he and Vio have always been so nice to me. That didn't happen? The fuck Mikes didn't happen? Well, you were there. Did that not happen? Gremlo hates me. Yeah, I don't know why, but no, it didn't. Yes, it did. Now you're just lying. I mean, maybe you weren't there. I don't know. I didn't get any quotes from you, but considering most of us were recommended them by you, we need to put together a more considerate video. Sorry, I'm just being honest. It's, you know, it's not, I didn't have some sort of dramatic plan. It's just, you can only get caught. You can only take so many attacks and so many slights from people where before you're like, oh, okay, these people actually have it out for me. These people are trying to get me deplatformed in the middle of a Nazi fucking, you know, overtaking of our platform. These people are stabbing me in the back. That's fucked up. It's interesting in this chat, being hostile is a matter of concern for some chats, but other chats is open season on Mike and Vio. Yeah, they've been bullying and harassing Vio for months, by the way, chat, which I have kind of kept quiet, but you know, like Gremlo's mods in particular have been really viciously bullying Vio. And I don't know what to take. I don't get it, but it keeps going. Have you spoken to Gremlo and Cinemarxism about this? None of this is accurate from my perspective. As far as I'm concerned, you could only badmouth me and trash me so many times behind the scenes, like a little rat coward, before. And I, as I said before, I think associating with them is going to be a no-go for me from now on. So it is what it is. Pick a side. And if you don't pick me, I'm okay with that. Like they're bullying Vio as she's being targeted by H3H3 and, you know, harassed by, you know, all sorts of people. They just, you know, pulled up Vio's tweet from when we went to the Will party on the H3 podcast. I've been waiting to address things, but I've been really anxious and upset. Sorry, Vio. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest right on stream, right in the morning, but Vio hasn't been streaming because of the amount of harassment they've been doing. So at that point, like, you know what I mean? And they're just lying. They're just making up like schizo shit. And the reason why is because Vio is associated with me. And they feel like they can get away with bullying her. But they're worried if they say too much openly about me, then they might alienate some of their audience. Well, I'm not going to let that happen anymore. TwitchCon was the last straw. Like, I was open to people coming up to me and saying, hey, Mike, I know we've had some like bad vibes. I just wanted to apologize, or I just wanted to reconnect. They totally passed it up. One of my friends went to their house to talk to them to see where they were at, and they used that opportunity to completely trash me in a group setting based on nothing, by the way. So it's almost like, okay, well, you want to do it behind the scenes? I'll do it in front of the audience. And here we go. Vio, maybe don't steal emotes. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These guys have been spreading these lies. Rhizome saying she stole. Rhizome went off on you last night. This guy's from fucking DGG. And he harassed Hassan to get him banned for saying cracker. And now he's here as a Hassan fan guy. The Rhizome guy, the DGG harasser of Hassan. That guy is going off on me too. Who could have said? And is harassing Vio? Oh man. Is Vio stealing Rhizome emotes? He has fucking blue Pepes. Speak to each other like adults. We tried. Jay Marianne, he went to fucking Caseytron behind our backs. And Caseytron told him, hey, Rhizome, you're insane. Maybe tell Vio not to steal emotes. Vio has about 50 more emotes than Rhizome. What are you talking about? Like, this is what I'm talking about, chat. Did you think I was making it up? And so basically, you know, as far as I'm concerned, these fuckers, they're not on our side. They're not friends of ours. Like, they're actually out to harm us. It's fucked up, but it is what it is. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, just Gremlo, Cinemarxism, and Rhizome have been out to harass me and Vio behind the scenes. To have blue Pepe emotes and say someone's stealing your emotes is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. And like, listen, I never considered them my friend. I tried to be friendly to them because why wouldn't you? It's called being normal. I tried being friendly and supportive to them. I never asked them for anything back. I never felt slighted when they didn't invite me to whatever thing they were organizing, right? But the active shit, that's where it crosses a line. That's where it crosses the line. When you're going around and like slandering me, and especially slandering Vio for no fucking reason, that's where it crosses the line. Imagine doing a harassment campaign over emotes. Your ops are so unserious. Yeah, I know. But they they lead it to their parasocial fans, and it doesn't affect me because I'm used to it. But when you're attacking a smaller streamer like Vio over it, then it starts to cross a line. Like, this is high school drama. Here's what I'll say. It's not high school drama when people are like in person trying to get you deplatformed. You understand that I can get permabanned on Twitch because of the stuff they're trying to do. I don't know if you know this, but they've been going through all of my VODs trying to find reasons to ban me. Just like what's happening to Hassan. It happens pretty regularly. And then if they find anything, they boost it. Who is doing that? You know who's doing that. And I'm not the only one. They're also doing it to Austin Show as well. So you know who's doing that, J-Man. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's their entire stream now. And you guys are okay with that. I didn't say you did it. I'm saying you're okay with people who do. And this is my livelihood. This is, you know, this is Vio's livelihood. This is, you know, these are other people's livelihoods. I'm not okay with it. It's not okay. It's not okay to go and try to find clips and out of context to call me a racist or a sexist or a transphobe. It's not okay. I know what you're talking about. Please stop acting like Mike, I don't know what you're talking about. Please stop acting like I know. Okay, sorry, J. Marianne. Sorry. Maybe you don't know. That's fair. Maybe you don't know. We knew for months as viewers, but I did say shit because I thought you will talk them behind the scenes. Good you're talking about it. Yeah. I mean, if you guys watch their streams, you know what I'm talking about. In many cases, our platformers are shield from state oppression. Deplatforming socialists is quite seriously threatening them with I mean, it is what it is. I would have reached out, but I was perma-banned, harassed immediately. Then when they go around to everyone but me saying I haven't reached out and then just don't feel comfortable giving it a bully tactics and manipulation like that. Yeah. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, like, it is what it is. And Marxism, you know, the only reason he even says anything nice about Hassan is because of Hassan's platform size. Like, let's be honest. This is disappointing. It is very disappointing. I was waiting. I was hoping and praying that this was not true. And I was just letting things percolate. But then it just kept going. And then it crosses over to in person. And again, they saw me. I was at the partner party. I was walking around. You know, like, they could have easily come up to me and say, hey, you know, I know things have gotten heated, but, you know, I just want to say that, you know, I want to make up to you. No, they walked away and went into the corner. And then when one of my friends went to their Airbnb, they proceeded to raise their middle fingers and say, fuck Mike from PA. That guy's a racist. We're going to get him banned. I mean, what more do you want me to do? Hey, XVX Collins, 75 months. And it's just like, I'm not going to let my fans, like, hey, if you're close enough to rhizome or Cinemarxism that you're okay with what they're doing to me, then you can leave. I'm black and you've not said anything. I'm not racist. Of course not. And I do take criticism when I misspeak seriously. But I didn't get the Austin part. It's not important. It's not important. I don't even want to bring it up any more than I did. They're deleting questions about addressing the allegations in Grem's chat. Oh, well, how about that? And here I'm looking over at my Discord. I don't see any messages incoming. Interesting. It's almost like every word I'm saying is true. No, none of those streamers convinced their audience you are racist. They are happy. Well, I didn't get banned, and then I got backed up from Hassan, Denims, Caroline. You know, all my friends were like, no, this is obviously a bad faith clip. And then they were like, damn. But at the beginning, they were happy to push it. They were happy to go like, oh my God, look at how this is racist. And then people found out that Stavros had said the bee breaking thing first. And then suddenly it was, well, you know, he's just a comedian. You know, it's not that bad. It's not that big of a deal. But for Mike, it means he's a mega super racist. Going after me was ignorable. Going after Vio? No. Thanks, man. Looking super submissive and breed. I think I'm the least breedable person of all time. Lately, you've been more focused on drama slop. I get it. It affects your life directly when people are directly attacking and trying to deplatform you. But as one of the most knowledgeable political commentators on the platforms, it does not help your case to roll it onto the slop rather than rise above it and try to do what Hassan does. Simply ignore. I ignore it as much as I can, obviously. But I at the same time, I do need to be honest. Airing it out on stream feels wrong. No, I'm doing it intentionally because I've tried to be nice behind the scenes for 3 months and they have not been interested. They want to do this thing where they're ready to stab me in the back and let people shit talk me in their chats and let people, you know, boost people that are actively stalking me. They have a VIP who said he wanted to disappear me. They have been recommending a streamer who stalked my mother. I want you guys to understand that these people are not my friends, okay? I don't even want to name the streamers because I don't want to give them a schizo fucking boost where they start attacking me again. So, you know, there's these, I mean, I don't even know how they still stream. It's been 6 years. You're at 50 viewers at a certain, and you like, how are you still around, you fucking psychos? But it is what it is. And I'm sorry to crash out like this, but, you know, I've tried to be nice to them. I tried to boost them. I tried to like create collabs. I didn't, but then I saw the like shit and I'm like, it makes you uncomfortable. It makes you feel unsafe. You're just like, what the fuck? And I think the Ludwig thing is what made me decide to make it public. When Ludwig said he wouldn't go to Hassan's funeral, when Hassan gets death threats every day, and that if he was done streaming, he would never talk to these people again. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of like left-wing people that feel the same way toward me. I don't feel that way toward anyone. If you're my friend as a streamer, I'm your friend. I don't have this weird like social climbing fucking fake bullshit. And it will probably hurt me. You know, it'll probably hurt me when I say, hey, Grem is okay with this. Marxism is okay with this. Rhizome is harassing VO. And they're all, you know, they're all okay with like weirdo stalkers in their chats. Like it will hurt me to say this, but it is true. And so please, 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 if you are in those communities, I don't feel safe around you. I'll be honest. And they tried to get me deplatformed, and they're still trying. They're looking for any clip they can to boost to DGG, to boost to Ethan Klein, to boost to Asmongold, so I can get banned. Let's just be honest. And you know, it crosses over to IRL at this point. So it's not just not liking me. You're allowed to not like my streams. I'm not saying everyone has to like my stream, but that is the reality. That is they have a hostile intent toward me and VO. I don't know how else to put it, you know? And a lot of this comes from the fact that I fought Vosh in Destiny so many years ago. And Vosh and Destiny used to bring these streamers onto panel shows, and they were a way to grow. So a lot of them took sides against me. Now, when I fought Vosh and Destiny, it was always based on policy. I disagreed with them on policy, and they made it about attacking me personally. And a lot of these people were in those circles. You know, Rhizome was a big Destiny supporter for years and years and years. And so they kind of adopted me as their enemy, and they felt weird, right? But then, you know, since Destiny got banned and Vosh is not on this platform, they still wanted to be Twitch streamers. So they've kind of like changed over to the Hassan orbit, right? And I'm one of the bigger Hassan, you know, Hassan orbiters, right? Hassan supporters, because I always was with Hassan from day one because I agree with him on politics. And that's the only reason why, right? And then we've become colleagues and friends over the years. Now, not all of them were Destiny orbiters and not all of them were Vosh orbiters, but that was the milieu, the culture of like kind of anti-Mike hatred that a lot of people came up in. And, you know, Destiny used to say I was homophobic because I didn't like Pete Buttigieg. You know, Destiny said I was racist because I made fun of All Relevant, which is another streamer, right? Like these type of like Mike is racist, Mike is transphobic, Mike is homophobic. It comes directly out of the Destiny playbook. And they do that same thing to Hassan, right? So I'm only telling you this because it is, you know, it's crossed over to harassing VO, crossed over to her, you know, being weird in person. And when you hear people are meeting in person to conspire against you and shit talk you and trash you, and you've been nothing but kind to them for years, it's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. And I think for some streamers, there's a little bit of greed. There's a little bit of like, oh, if Mike goes down, I'll get his viewers, you know? Like, luckily for Gremlo, he's never been harassed by H3H3 or Destiny or Vosh. You know, he's never had Asmongold, you know, go after him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so he's not taking the brunt of the death threats and the harassment. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this, chat. I waited as long as I could. I gave them as much time as I could. Months and months and months. I've known that they are hostile toward me. Months and months and months I've waited. But the in-person shit, that freaks me out. I appreciate the candidness. I had Gremlo on as a backup if none of the other left streamers were on, so it's nice to know not to watch. I've been around here in VO for a while, and I trust your judgment. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I like Maple Takes. He seems like a nice guy, you know, but it is what it is. Maybe, you know, we'll see how they react. You know, maybe they will apologize to me and say, oh, Mike, you know what? that's wrong, you know, we're sorry about this. But I have a feeling they're not. I have a feeling they're going to go on super attack. You know what I mean? I have a feeling they're going to go on super attack. It is what it is. It feels like betrayal. I mean, the thing that I've always tried to tell people is that it's not a zero-sum game. We should be helping each other. Just because we stream at the same time and we both talk about politics, it doesn't matter. If the leftist space grows, if the vibes are good, it'll be good for everyone. I've been saying this for years and years and years and years and years, trying to convince people to be friendly because they're so goddamn transactional. They're so goddamn, you know, relational aggression. They don't believe it's solidarity. It's all about their own brand. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Too transactional, too much greed on this platform to make people work together. That's not even true, though. There's so many people that are so generous and kind. And ironically, it's the biggest streamers. Ironically, it's the biggest streamers. Or maybe not so ironically. You know? They get asked for so much and they do so much. And they're always kind and friendly. It's these small streamers that have this mentality of stabbing people in the back and crab in the bucket. Just FYI, wait, what was that? It's just weird, man. FYI, Greb is saying because you're not going hard enough, him and Brett compared to Rise, that you're racist. Huh? I just want to go back to when you and Grebel were playing Helldivers 2 and Grebel was laughing with Vio about her singing. Bro, that was because of my efforts that shit went down. You know, I'm the one who tried to reach out and be friendly. It wasn't the other way around. Let's be real. I heard their concerns. They're mad because the lefty viewers are not staying with them even after shoutouts. So yeah, I mean, a lot of their complaints are that my viewers aren't watching them instead. You know, they say the people are getting stuck in the pipeline, whatever that means. Right. And it's like, well, if I stream against Hassan, I'll have less viewers. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, if you stream at the same time as me, my fans are going to watch me. It is what it is. Like, I could recommend you for when I'm not around, but it's not, you know, what do you want me to do? Kill myself so that you could stream to 50 more viewers? What does that mean? You're more left than them from what I've seen. I mean, they think of pipeline as in they're the final destination, not like ideologically. It is what it is. I don't like it. I'm not happy about this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong and this didn't happen. And they haven't been harassing Vio for months. And they haven't been trashing me in person and forming a little cabal. And they haven't been trying to get me deplatformed by boosting old clips. And they haven't been trying to reignite old scandals of various people. Maybe I'm wrong. Except I've seen it with my own eyes. Couldn't it be that they just suck at analysis and do a hangout club? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't watch them. And I don't think they watch me, to be honest. I don't think they watch me either. Didn't Grem speak in support of you? Not that I'm aware of. I'll never understand or condone leftist infighting. It's stupid. The ego and main character syndrome is crazy as a whole. We are a minority. I wish more creators understood this to core. I do know this to my core. That's why I do nothing but try to help other left-wing streamers. I do understand this. I reach out to people. I try to talk to them. I get into calls for hours with people. I've recommended them. I have gamed with them. I have raided them. I do what I can to help small left-wing streamers all the time. And I get nothing in return. And I've been doing it for years. Sounds like you guys need to be adults. I tried that. From an ideological standpoint, the thing I've heard most from Gremlo and Cinemarxism is that you are a class reductionist, leftist code for racists, to steelman their position. They have said that your politics does not take into account the unique challenges facing black and brown communities that lie on top of class issues. To them, your community ignores this, but I disagree. Of course, that could be cover for interpersonal issues. They're lying. In fact, I was banned because I did a white fragility stream. Intersectionality has been part of my stream since day one. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just making things up because I'm a white man. They're assuming I have beliefs that I don't have. And they have never talked to me. So they just say shit because it sounds superficially like it's an argument, when in reality, it's total lies. And by the way, I don't know if you know, but both of them are fucking white men themselves. I just went into Grebel's channel and follow. I saw someone post in his chat attacking from here. Chatters, don't brigade and harass better. Nah, don't brigade. Just unfollow quietly. And if it by the way, I'm expecting to lose people as well because you don't like that I called it out. But I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not gonna have people VIP my stalkers, shit talk me everywhere they can behind their back, and then meet up in person and conspire. Like, that's fucking crazy, dude. Like, I'm not gonna be quiet anymore. I have a list going to ban. Well, we'll talk about it, Reese's Pieces. We'll talk about it. It's just, it is what it is. I don't like it, but it is what it is, you know? You know, it is what it is. People, a lot of people do what's called relational aggression. I want to explain something to you, chat. So, relational aggression is a type of bullying in which harm is caused by damaging someone's relationships or social status. So what they're doing to me is called relational aggression. They go behind my back and they'll kind of like say that VO is doing this or I'm doing this, and they won't say it openly, but they'll go and do it privately. And this is a bullying strategy. It's oftentimes, most famously, it's done by teenage girls in high school. But on Twitch, because we're not in person, you know, they can't do what they're doing in person. So they do relational aggression, you know, in the texts, in the private chats, in the group chats. See, including movies like Mean Girls. Relational aggression has been primarily observed and studied among teenage girls, you know, but relational aggression may be either covert or direct. It is distinct from other forms of indirect aggression. It can be proactive, planned, and goal-oriented, or reactive in response to perceived threats, hostility, or anger. And it can be, for instance, peer-directed or romantic. It's a type of aggression that is intended to harm others through deliberate manipulation of their social standing and relationships. Relational aggression, according to Daniel Owis, is a type of bullying. Bullying in general is defined as physically or psychologically violent, reoccurring, and not provoked power. So do you see what I mean? Like, they're trying to do relational aggression because their goal is to get me banned, right? So like, and the reason why they want, they're motivated by self-interest. You know, they perceive that if I get banned, they will grow. More recent research has been focusing on cyberbullying, which is a relatively new yet increasingly popular way of engaging in both verbal and relational aggression due to the growing importance of various communication and technology devices in modern societies. That's what they're trying to do. It's very high school, and you're right to call it high school because it is high school shit. But I don't fuck like that. I don't do relational. Well, I mean, I will from now on. I will, but you know, whenever somebody could be like, "Hey, what do you think of this streamer?" I'll let them know. And a lot of people ask me. I can tell you that. You should private your VODs. I really believe you guys could reconcile this. No, we can't. I mean, they'd have to really they'd have to really apologize and make a public statement. At this point, I don't think it's reconcilable. Is Yogopnik cool? No, we're like super buds. Isn't intersectionality a lens specifically tailored for a capitalist system? I mean, it's a way of interpreting, building upon various forms of oppression as they interact with each other, because things like misogyny predate capitalism. I think I've been very level-headed, actively trying not to be parasocially attached. As an outsider who's not actively to anyone here, I think Grem and Brett are being unfair to Mike at the very least, and worse, they're actively malicious. I didn't believe it either. I didn't want to believe it. I just thought it was an ideological disagreement. Like, I think that we can I think we should do elections, and I think that, you know, a vanguard party is better than spontaneous anarchist rupture or whatever the fuck they think. But no, it's malicious. It's personally malicious. What's the beef between you and Vosh? He was a Destiny orbiter, and he is a sex criminal. And he trashed me for basically standing up against Destiny for years. And then he was a racist who went after black creators. Like, Vosh is actually a racist piece of shit. He compared black nationalist leaders to white supremacists. Grem banned me for saying he was so virtuous months ago when he was trash talking you that he said, "See you the unbanned request." Yeah, they don't have any problem with people trash talking me or VO in their chat. In fact, one of the worst harassing offenders is a Grem mod. One of the people who harasses VO the most is a Grem mod. So, you know, it is what it is. Rhizome was saying VO reskinned his emotes he made. There's Pepe emotes. Vosh also used Nazi talking points about Jewish bankers. Yeah, that was crazy. Why is someone with as much baggage as Vosh so eager to trash talk? I don't know, man. It's the Destiny community. They don't care about that. I don't like Vosh, but nationalism is bad though, right? Explain this to me. No, black nationalism is a liberatory movement. It is black people have an identity imposed upon them, and when they were forced here in chains as chattel slaves, their identities, their religions, their heritages were erased. Their languages were erased. Their religious practices were erased. And they were forced into a supremely subservient position. And so black culture emerged as a reaction to that. And so it is a decolonial movement. It is a movement of liberation of a people that have been oppressed because of their color of their skin, because of their heritage. So it's a decolonial identity, whereas white nationalism is a colonial identity. It's an oppressive identity. It's an identity of exclusion. So black nationalism is good. White nationalism is bad. Or black nationalism is liberatory, I guess I should say. And this is basic leftism. If you don't know this, then you have more work to do. Theo gets new emotes every month from artists they commission. Yes, exactly. Correct. Now, all of us have similar emotes, and I'll be talking about this more, chat. This isn't the only time. I'm going to be talking about this more. Don't worry. I'm going to be talking about this more. You know, we'll get it. Let's get into politics and everything like that. But I'm going to keep this going, you know? I'm going to keep this going, you know? We'll be talking more about the harassment and the stuff that they've been doing. And I have a lot of receipts. I want to give them one more chance to apologize. I want to give them one more day to be like, you know what, Mike, I'm sorry. I don't agree with this. I want to give them one more day, and then we'll keep going. And everybody, please do follow Vio. And Vio hasn't been streaming as much lately because of the harassment that they're getting and the slandering that's been done. And, you know, it's been a tough year. You know, she was on the panel with Rogan, got banned for 30 days for no reason, got harassed by a bunch of like Nazis and Zionists. And, you know, now to get harassed by these people, I just have had it. I've had it. And you're not going to harass Vio and get away with it on my book. You're not going to harass Vio and get away with it. Especially over your dumb blue Pepes. You fucking reskinned green Pepes and made them slightly blue. And then you try to claim you own every fucking thing that you reskinned or traced. Like, get the fuck out of here. And Vio had commissioned an artist who drew and animated everything she has independently. And she pays for that. She funds artists. Even as a small streamer. She does better job than I do. Who harassed Vio? Rhizome is still doing it. I will be keeping you guys in the loop going forward. Anytime someone who fucks with me behind the scenes, I'm going to bring it forward to all of you. Right away. For in the past, I always felt bad because I don't want people to go and brigade other chats. I don't want people doing that. I really don't want that. I don't want you to be like breaking rules or making people feel bad. So I've kept it quiet because I'm the big boy. I can take it. You know, if somebody wants to criticize me in their chat, that's fine. You know, it's not that big a deal. But the express intent to deplatform me by working with DGG, working with Asmongold, working with these people, you know, going over all of my VODs with a fine-tooth comb, looking for any clip you could post. I'm sorry, but and then meeting up in person to do a fuck Mike meeting. You're done. I'm done with you. I'm going to be bringing it forward now. I'm not going to be hiding. My girlfriend was featured at a street interview thingy when she was in Korea a few months back. I read some of the comments that people made about her, and I felt very angry. So I could only imagine what you're doing with. I know it's a stupid macho bullshit, but there's an instinct to protect. No, I would do that to friends too. I don't know what's motivating Rhizome and Gremlo and these guys to harass us. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I can only guess that it's because they want to grow their stream or envy it, or I don't know what the fuck's wrong with them. I've been nothing but nice. You know, I don't like to hold things over people, you know, but just know that I open my home to these people. I have invited them to things. I have, you know, I've offered to pay for things. I've offered to, you know, socialize with them. You know, I took one of them around when they were just partnered. I want you guys to understand this. I took one of these people when they were just partnered. I said, oh my God, you just got partnered. And I took them around the partner lounge and I introduced them to as many people as I could. And I didn't ask for a single thing, because why would I? What about Rathbone? Rathbone, I don't really know him. And he said some wild things that I don't agree with, that I think make us all look bad. And we were never really close. But I don't know. I don't really know Rathbone. And like, I'm sorry. And Jay Marianne, I know that you and these other people want us all to be friends. I want us to be friends too. It's not from me. You know it's not from me. I don't know who these people are other than Brett. Been here almost since day one. This fighting is stupid. Mike's been supportive to so many smaller streamers. Of course I have. I have founder badges in a lot of these people's chats. I always take your side, but you should reach out to Gremlo about this at least. I can't, man. He didn't reach out to me. You know, like if I was at a party and everybody was people were raising their middle fingers and saying, fuck Gremlo. That guy's a fucking racist. That guy's a transphobe. That guy needs to get banned. I would reach out to him and say, whoa, man, this is really crazy, but I was at this group and these people are like against you. Instead of laughing along and nodding and going true, like Gremlo did. I've heard lies that Mike got his started branding himself as an ex-Republican. Thank you, Casey Tron, the queen, for chiming in. I never, ever, ever, ever said, oh, I'm an ex-Republican, because I was a Republican as a kid because my parents were Republicans and I didn't know any better. But when I got involved in politics, I was always left-wing. I was always left-wing. From day one of my political advocacy have I been left-wing. There's never been a moment where I was advocating Republican shit. That's just not true. I had Republicans in my family, and I bucked the trend and I went against them. And it was because, and like most people, I started as a lib. You know, it was abortion rights. It was gay rights. My sister came out to me in 2008. No, it was 2000. It was earlier than that, 2006. So like, and then as I went through life, I became more radicalized, and I came to socialism on my own. Gremlo, Rise Up, and Cinemarks of harassing VO, calling Mike racist, and trying to get them deplatformed. And they had a meeting in person to shit talk Mike. That's pretty much accurate. I don't know if, you know, I don't know if Gremlo has individually harassed VO, but he has a mod who does it quite openly and frequently, and he doesn't care. When I met you, you were always left like, yeah, no shit. But because DGG stalked me and my mom, and they dug into my personal life, they brought, you know, they doxed me. And they went and looked up, you know, all the attacks that were done against me when I ran for office. That's why you guys know any of this shit. Is because I was doxed and attacked by DGG. And these people bring this stuff up to attack me because they're okay with that. Y'all have some unhealthy parasocial. That's the thing about this. I try not to make things parasocial. I try to legitimately make my relationships. If I talk to you, I'm not talking to you as a streamer. I'm not talking to you as a weirdo. I'm talking to you as Mike. And I don't have my opinions on stream or my opinions off. My feelings on stream are my feelings off. I'm not fake. I'm not fake like that. Mike doxed me once. That was accidental, XVX Colin, and you shouldn't tell people that. So this is what really hurts, chat. This is what really hurts. Going after me, I can handle to an extent, but the way they started bullying and harassing my artist as well, actually disgusting. Why don't they just ask you, hey, did you steal my emotes? Like, what the fuck? Mike has been a continuously brutally honest source of information I have no choice but to accept. Hey, listen, I understand why you guys, you might be surprised about this. I'm surprised too. Do you know who's hurt more than me? Like, who do you think's hurt more than me? They're comfortable. They're comfortable with people being toxic and two-faced. They're comfortable with that. I'm not. I'm not. And that shows me your character and lack thereof. So I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to make it easy for you. I'm not going to make it easy for you to be a scumbag and a liar and two-faced and abusive. These guys are so disgusting. They keep ignoring this. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, maybe I'm wrong. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, one more time, chat. I'm going to offer an olive branch. Rhizome, Gremlo, Cinemarxism. If you would like to have a conversation and apologize, I am open to it. Or explain what happened and that I'm wrong and that what I've been heard is not true. I'm open to it. If you don't take me up on it, I will consider this a formal break and that you guys are hostile. This is more than just streamer drama. The left needs to do better. We cannot allow DGG orbiters dragging us down at a time when we need to unify and organize leftist movements. That's what I want to do. You know, I've heard, like, when I was organizing with, when I've been organizing with various politicians, I've occasionally heard people go, oh, you should go with that Mike guy. He's racist. And then I go and track it down, and they come from these communities. These communities walk around actually trying to block me from organizing with politicians. I don't know if you guys caught Ryan Clancy when he came on. Did you guys remember when Ryan Clancy came on when I did that interview for the Wisconsin governor? And he said, well, there's some weird people. I don't understand the Twitch drama, but you've always been great to me, Mike. That's what he was referring to. They're actually trying to wreck the left, and I've had it. And if you want me here, let's see if I can bring it up. Here, I'll bring it up. That's when I really started going, you know what? I can't ignore this shit anymore. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Folks, yes, they want fighters. They also...
Johnson, a year ago,
Friend of the show, Ryan, and Ryan Clancy, state representative. Francesca Hong, state representative in Wisconsin. Our sewer socialist champions.
Yes.
Awesome. And thanks for having us, Mike. And I wanted to just start out by, I want to intro Fran in a second here, but I wanted to thank you very specifically and all your subscribers. So like last year, a little more than a year ago, I was in a really contested primary. We were facing a ton of money. We had Zionists, we had a police union, and we had a ton of really powerful and well-moneyed established Dems, some of whom are now running for governor in Wisconsin, all against, me and our campaign. It ended up being a $500,000 primary with all the spending, and things looked really dire. And then Mike, I went on your stream, and the money was great, right? But more than that, I had that Act Blue map up of where all the donations were coming in from around the country, and that was transformational, and that really gave me a shot in the arm, and it went from being me being under assault to knowing that folks across the country had our back. The other thing that made all the difference was the support of my comrade and friend, Representative Fran Hong, because it would have been really easy for her to just not stand up to all that, but she did. She had support, she had advice, she put together independent expenditures, and we pushed back on that, and we ended up defeating our terrible opponent by a decent margin. And we could not have done that without you, Mike, without all your subscribers, and without Fran. So today I'm here for her, and Fran Hong is a badass. She's a chef, she's a bartender. This is her third term.
I think I haven't heard about much from Francesca since that's true. I think she needs more community outreach, social media presence like Zohran did, unless it's because the election isn't for a while. You just have to go viral, you have to go viral, and people have to believe it. It's, that's the thing about relying on social media. I try to manufacture it, but I'm only one guy. I try to recommend her to Hassan or other people. I can only do so much.
In the Wisconsin State Assembly. She's a leader in our Socialist Caucus and the first Asian American woman in Wisconsin legislative history. And she's led movements in the legislature for immigrant defense, trans rights, a ceasefire in Gaza. And with your help, she's going to be the next governor of Wisconsin and the first socialist governor in U.S. history.
Oh, yeah.
But she needs your support to do that. And that's why I'm here to support her today. And thank you, Mike.
Oh, Ryan, I appreciate you guys sharing the credit. I mean, like, this is and I maybe we edited it out, but he did kind of, oh, yep, and here's the video. Yeah, I had Francesca on, and we raised 20 grand for her. It is what it is. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I think a lot of it has to do with envy. I think a lot of it has to do with, I have a slightly bigger show, right? Not that much bigger, but slightly bigger. So your people are always looking up to the next rung. Right. And they're okay with it. They're okay with trashing people. And they think that because I'm nice and kind, nothing's going to happen, because they've been doing it. They got used to it. They've been trash talking me so much. They've been malicious against me for so long, and nothing ever happened to them. They thought that I couldn't do anything about it. And they are very, 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 very wrong. I promise you that. I promise you that. Criticizing me for a bad take, I love that. Going after and harassing Vio, you fucked up. You fucked up. Has anything specific happened since yesterday? Just woke up. Oh, I just heard about their in-person meeting. Their in-person harassment meeting they did. Oh, 1 hour 7 is where he says it? Oh, okay, here. Thank you. This is what these guys are doing behind the scenes. Not only are they not organizing for the left, they're going around and trying to trash my reputation anytime there's a left-wing politician. People that I helped get off the ground a little bit. That would be nice.
and Ryan and I will lead with all of your amazing subscribers the protest movement to make sure that the fascists don't win, and you have your amazing platform to reach so many people and validate and justify their very righteous anger and need to fight back.
Absolutely.
And real quickly too, if I know I put this stream out to our email list and a lot of socials too. If you're just showing up here and this is your first time, subscribe to Mike's stuff. He has a lot of amazing insight.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Some Twitch infighting that I don't totally understand, but I'm on Mike's side because he's Mike. But Mike, thank you so much.
I want you to understand that politicians who I am helping, who are left-wing as hell. I mean, there isn't anyone in the country more left-wing than Ryan that's elected. I'm serious. These people are trashing me. Like, this is, he felt like he had to mention it. So when you think, oh, Mike, this is just interpersonal stuff, can we talk about politics? That's what these guys are doing. That's why I call them wreckers. That's why I say they're wreckers. Because they literally are trying to fuck me up. Do you think there's anybody else who cares about this shit than me? Who cares about sewer socialism? Someone trashed you unprompted in the Discord after I suggested the Graham campaign reach out to you in the first week. That's what these guys are doing with their platforms. That's what they're doing with their platforms, is they're going around and they're trying to harm my reputation. And that's why we just, that's why it's wrecker shit. It's not like, oh, Mike said a thing and I think that's a bad look. That's a different thing. I'm in favor of that. If I hurt your feelings, I want to know about it because I care about you guys as much as I can. Ultimately, you're a chatter and I'm a streamer, but I care about my community. I care how you guys are feeling. I don't want to hurt you guys. But I can't take this shit anymore. I can't let these people get away with their little rat behind the scenes whispering. You're going to fight me. You're going to fight me out in the open. And when you fight me and Ethan Klein boosts it and Destiny boosts it, is that going to be a wake up call for you or no? This is the kind of sewer socialism that will make Mamdani Mayoralty a major success. Oh, by the way, chat, thank you for linking me, Nathan. I want to show you something. When this book came out, I was sent an autographed, personalized, I don't know if you can see this, an autographed, personalized version from Noam Chomsky and Nathan Robinson. Okay? But ever, and I didn't buy it. They sent it to me for free because this shit does matter. These platforms matter, and I'm a small platform compared to someone like Hassan. So don't let anyone ever tell you that this is just, if they're saying it's just Twitch or it's just this or it's just that they're telling on themselves. They're telling on themselves. I was gonna bring Nathan on. It's called The Myth of American Idealism. That reminds me, I need to bring Nathan on to talk about it. No one cares. Mike was wrong and attacks anyone who doesn't cuck themselves to your brand whiteness. Notice that you have nothing of substance to say. What is your anger ever going to allow you wrong? And you predators travel in packs around what predator? You're friends with people that are literal DGG scum. Anyone who attacks anyone who doesn't cuck themselves to your brand whiteness. By bland, I think you meant bland whiteness. Mike from PA is bland is the first. That's the first I've heard that. That's the first time I've been called bland. I've never been called bland. I've been called abrasive. I've been called aggressive. I've been called loud, but I've never, ever been called bland. That's a new one. I think they mean your brand is whiteness. Huh? The guy who got banned for teaching people about white fragility before it was ever a thing on Twitter, and then everyone decided to make fun of it. White guys attacking you for being white. This is peak Radlib. Yeah, I know. I'm talking about two white streamers, by the way. Mike's so white! But since he has the bigger community, we need to be quite aware. Can't have discourse about Cucksylvania and the art thieves fun. He's done nothing in 10 years. Mike is a toddler who can't find therapy. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, it's just like, oops-a-daisy. Oops-a-daisy. I show the politician saying that I was significant, and then they have to refer to the Twitch infighting. They don't understand, but they're on my side. That's all you guys do is wreck. Who do you work for? Who do you do? What have you done? Other than use movements to build your own brand, you fucking scum. And that's what I'm against. I'm against white people going like, oh, I'm the biggest anti-ice fighter. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Talking like that about another leftist streamer here would make you catch a ban so fast. I mean, people do not, I don't allow people to trash talk other streamers here. It just doesn't happen. But they're perfectly okay with calling Vio an art thief. And don't worry, chat. I've been holding back on this. I've been holding back on this because I thought I was wrong. I thought they were delusional. I thought that Casey Tron would get through to Rhizome. I thought Casey Tron is being sued by H3H3 and Rhizome is sending harassing shit to her about Vio. And Casey Tron was nice, but she has her own fucking problems. Excuse me. Lost my voice there for a second. And like, you know, do you think Casey Tron would be here taking my side if I was just being schizo and making this shit up and being mean to Gremlo and Rhizome? Do you think that she would support this if she didn't see it with her own eyes? In fact, these people attacked me for having her back. They said I was doing drama slop. because I was protecting a friend from being harassed by a Zionist because she's pro-Palestinian and an enemy of DGG. That's why they sued her. And it's not drama slop to defend people who are they're attempting to deplatform and ruin because of their pro-Palestinian takes. That's not drama. That's doing solidarity. Am I talking about Gremlo? Yes. Yes, I am. Mike, you're not being honest right now. Did you or did you not meet in person and trash me? Peden. Did you or did you not do that? Yes or no? Did you or did you not call Vio and your girlfriend an art thief and begin harassing her without asking me first? Have I been nothing but nice to you and as a person? No one harassed Vio. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I've got the receipts. So recalibrate your shit. Oh, I'm 12. It's okay to meet in person and do fuck Mike meetings and call Vio an art thief for months and reach out to Casey Tron. Why don't you just answer the question, Peden? You're being very childish. It's childish when you react to what they're doing behind your back. It's childish when you react to what they're doing behind your back, where they feel safe, where they think they could get away with it, where they think they have plausible deniability. That's dodging. And I want you to understand, chat, that I have said, Olive Branch, you guys can come and apologize to me, and I will forgive you. But I need you to stop denying what we all know is true. Don't evade it. Don't think I'm a bad person for calling you out. I'm calling you out. Please tell me how I haven't been harassed for the past 2 months to the point where I haven't streamed. One of the people bullying me and my artist being your partner. Oh, I didn't know about that. Why would people think someone would stand up to ICE when they won't defend an ally through a computer screen? Well, you see, you have to understand this is relational aggression. They want to just go to work attacking me and Vio behind the scenes, being snaky. They want to help boost any kind of attack that goes against me and go, oh, I knew that Mike guy was always, I always didn't like that Mike guy. His vibes were always off. He's such a racist. Oop. But then come in here and be two-faced. Why'd you stop coming in, Peden? You used to come in my stream every day. What happened? You used to be in here every day. What happened? And then all of a sudden, like 3 months ago, you just stopped showing up because you started trashing Vio and me behind the scenes with your friends when you tried to get me banned. Or remember that? Did you forget? Thank you, Mike, for clapping back. As a black chatter who was watching the stream during the Stabby joke drama, I was incredibly incensed seeing Cinemarxism trying to frame you as some mega racist in Sean's chat. Kept calling him out until the mods time me out, but let Cinema consider you his BS. It makes me mad because you made this platform safe for me. Thank you, B Generic. I appreciate you saying that. But yes, they are perfectly comfortable with people trashing me and ruining my reputations in their chats. But if I do the same thing, it's childish. If I call them out, by the way, I'm not doing the same thing. I'm calling you out directly. Mike, what people say about you is reflective of how you act online, and this behavior is indicative of what people don't loam. What do they say? It's not that deep. You have a lot of growth to do. Clearly, you're beyond arrogant. Arrogant, he says. Did you or did you not meet in person and say, fuck Mike, and do a conspiracy? Did you or did you not do that? You are arrogant and entitled. By the way, this is all vibes, nothing to do with the details. You understand this is how gaslighting and dishonesty work. I'm bringing up very specific instances of Vio being harassed, called an art thief. I'm saying a in-person meeting happened. I'm making clear accusations, and you are evading with, look at how Mike is perceived. This is an appeal to social power you don't have. Immediate ad hominems, you cowardly fuck. I didn't know you were whack like this. Yeah, neither did I. Sorry I don't know why you are doing this. I don't know why she's doing this. I don't understand why Peden is doing this. I don't get it. Because I called you out? Just say you're sorry. Just say you're sorry for what you did. And that you guys got out of hand. And the emotes, you should have talked to Vio about the emotes, and you should have been so messy. Just apologize. Why is your ego so incapable of recognizing when you were wrong? And I apologized when I said be breaking. When I misspoke, I went and made an apology. And I talked to my chat. It's not that hard when you do something wrong or you make a mistake. Learn to apologize. I said everything I'm saying right now. I'm literally how you're acting now. You won't? Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't ban you. I didn't ban you before because I was hoping that this would be an opportunity for you to like speak out, but you're gone now. Can I get a haircut? Yeah, it's a little shorter. We're gonna do a nice deep condition today. That was crazy, or was that textbook Darvo? Yes, it was textbook Darvo. I was trying to get them to talk about whether they did or didn't do something, and they were talking about how arrogant I am. And yeah, yes, I'm fired up. Yes, I'm direct. Yes, I'm loud. I'm calling you out for your behavior. Are you gonna admit it, or are you gonna deny and you're gonna evade? You evaded against. You evaded again. Fucking crazy. I would be like this if I were backstabbed. I know it's weird. I don't know. People do it. See, the thing is, they get relaxed. They get relaxed bullying people in their private chats, and they don't think that it's ever going to have consequences. I wasn't going to say anything, but during the return apology stream, I know for a fact that people from Rhizome's community were here slandering everyone in the community, returning to his chat and saying they were in the trenches. I know this was malicious because they were trashing you as a hidden racist days prior because of some comments you supposedly made while playing Schedule 1. Going with you're not being honest right now and then going into lies is crazy work. You said no one harassed Vio. Are you okay? Yeah. And I'm sorry to be messy like this, chat. I don't like to be messy like this. And I hope, you know, listen, as I said before, if people want to come and apologize, I will accept it. I will accept people if they have the humility to say, hey, Mike, we kind of made you our enemy in our chat, and you talking about it and showing how it affected you at Vio made me realize that we've gone too far, and made me reflect on how you've been nothing but nice to us. I will accept that, but I don't think they have the maturity for that. I don't think they have the mental fortitude for that. And I want this to be showed publicly. And if you decide that you don't want to fuck with me because I didn't hide this for them, that's okay with me. I'd rather lose 500 average viewers and have a community that doesn't tolerate harassment than I would. And I'm sure they're all gonna close ranks. They're all gonna call me everything under the sun. They're all gonna attack me. And if that's what they decide to do, that's what they decide to do. Why don't you message people that offended you and tell them how you feel? They're publicly trashing me on their streams all the time. They're allowing people to trash me in their chats and banning people that defend me. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Why do I have to reach out to the attackers and the harassers? Mike, I wanted to say thank you for what you do. Even if for some reason you get deplatformed, I will move to whatever platform you go to. I thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. I'm hoping this gets resolved because I got enjoyment for watching all of you guys at times, and this stuff shouldn't be hidden. I would please ask you to consider that this is who they really are. Like, I try to be the bigger person. This is me being the bigger person. This is me bringing it out into public, into light, because I am being aggressed against in private. You know, like, if somebody is doing this to you behind the scenes and trying to get you deplatformed and working with people that stalked and harassed you and your family and made death threats against you, and they are VIP'd in Gremlo's stream, like, what do you want me to say? That's fucking crazy. FM Masochist, thanks for the 5 tier 1s. Offering every excuse under the sun except telling the harassers to stop harassing. And attacking Vio is insane. When these slander operations run, it's useful to see who your enemies are. Sorry if this is parasocialist of me, but I'm ride or die for you and Hassan. You've been nothing but welcoming, educated, and honest. I think that's why Hassan and I get along, is because we're the same type of autistic. We're the same type of autistic. We give people infinite rope. We let people bully us for so fucking long. And we like facts and logic and arguments. And we give people forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And we take it over and over and over again. And it's just like crazy. Dude, what? Thank you for the gift. I appreciate the subs. And it's like, god damn, dude. Rad libs will always choose libs over solidarity. Fuck them, they're assholes. I mean, yes, they are. And I want to know that, like, what happened to TwitchCon, all these male and female supposed left streamers continue harassing women creators. Yeah, I know. There are other people that they targeted, but I don't want to put their names in my mouth because it's up to them how they want to deal with it. There are other leftist creators who get trashed a lot as well, who are incredibly kind and super sweet and very successful, and I don't want to put anything in any words in their mouths, but it pisses me off when they get harassed too. My first introduction to you was during the election when you were so fucking blunt about why it was going the way it was going, and the entire chat was against you, and I was like, wait, this dude is right. Yes, that's me in a nutshell. Have I made up with Marxism and Gremlo? No, they've declared themselves my enemy for some reason, and apparently Peden did as well. I don't know why. Again, that's nuts. I've been nothing but nice to you. But if you decide I'm your enemy, that's your decision. I mean, I can't make you. I'm not going to let you fucking attack me and then not respond. You know what I mean? Have I considered being right less often? Yeah. One of the reasons I'm bad is because I did the Mike was right meme about the election. That's one of the reasons I'm a white supremacist, according to them, is because I said Mike was right, because I predicted the election correctly, and I took credit for it. I'm not taking the side of Rhizo or anything, but using the emote of theirs. I got gifted a sub, plus the emote is a funny emote. I mean, the reason why people are sensitive is because they've been accusing Vio of stealing their emotes and slandering her and bullying her. It is what it is. And I don't like this. I'd rather be watching the fucking debate. I don't want to be doing this for hours. You know, I don't want to be doing this for hours. I'd rather be, you know, talking about Platner and the tattoo cover up and his history in the military and you know, how the left should deal with veterans and people that have fought in the wars that this country put us in and that liberals voted for. And how do we contextualize that? And what should we expect? I'd rather have really interesting conversations about that. I have friends I have fallen out with almost a decade ago, and if I saw one of them now, I would be happy, would only wish them the best. That's how I see you and Hassan and Will. You are all good people. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, I don't go after small streamers. I leave them alone. I support people if they want my support, they get it. That's literally how I feel. If people want my support, they usually get it. Now, I'm not going to be on your ass 24/7, but I will check it out. I will support you. And Rare Flowers, Rhizome, you know, those they engaged in a harassment campaign and a slandering campaign of Vio and myself, even though that we've been nothing but kind to them and supportive of them, even though I know that Rhizome is a Destiny fan, you know, and I feel like people should be able to move on in their life. You know, you know, the fact that he ran the DGG orbit Airbnb for years and years and years. He harassed Hassan because of the Cracker Gate. Like, I know all that. I never brought it up before now. You know, Rhizome, I let you move on. You know, I didn't hold that over your head because you were a DGGer and a supporter of Destiny. And like, you know, and you were friends with all the psycho harassers like Chud Logic. I didn't bring that up to everybody, that Rhizome is a DGGer and a Destiny supporter for years and years and years. Now he's not, but he used to be. That is a blatant lie. Are you sure you want to go down this line? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because he literally said he was on Hassan's stream. Would you like to modify? First 4 messages, by the way. What a close friend of mine you are. He's here to do damage control. By the way, if I look at Rhizome, he's only here 4 times and they were all drama. 3 of them, he was attacking me. Fucking Destiny supporter. See, 10-25-23, 11-11. Welcome back. I got banned. He welcomed me back for being unbanned, I guess. You spent so much time covering Ethan versus real issues. Yeah, he was part of Destiny Streamer House, I think. Yeah. The Mike is right culture is why good faith criticism was getting attacked outright, because your audience is used to attacking anyone with a different opinion of you as a dumb fuck who doesn't know anything. These are my these are friends, by the way. Again, nothing but kind to them. Nothing but kind to them. Covered up their little DGG associations. Let them move on. Meanwhile, they're happy to reach back 15 years to talk about when I was a kid, to try to say I'm a Republican. You know what I mean? You were a DGGer 2 years ago, trying to get Hassan banned for saying cracker, and here you are? Yeah, that's Rhizome, which is why he doesn't really talk much about like politics and more does like brain rot content where he reacts to right wingers, because that's easy shit that we all could agree with. We could all say Republicans are bad. That's the easy work. That's the easy work. What's hard is criticizing the Democrats that try to build a left-wing movement. That's hard. That's hard work. One thing I like about your streams is you stay out of this muck and keep your head down on the important stuff, but being pushed to have to deal with this would infuriate me. I've snapped way faster than you. I mean, of course, everybody would, but I'm used to it because I am a bigger left-wing creator. Casey Tron is right. Always have to be skeptical of people trying to disparage Hassan. I get that Hassan isn't perfect, but leftists coming for Hassan the way they do is weird. Yes, they're just using his name to get an audience. They don't care about Hassan or what he is or who he believes in. He's a big creator, and talking about him, there's a lot of fans that care, so they could disparage him. If you go back through all the scandals, you'll see that I was defending Hassan when he was in the right, which was almost every single time. Hey, Mike, I keep hearing shit going on about you. I'm not accusing you of anything. I have no going on. I just want to hear from you what drama is happening now. Oh, I'm just calling out Gremlo, Cinemarxism, Rhizome for having an express intent of getting me deplatformed and being two-faced. and I'm doing relational aggression behind the scenes. And this is what it looks like when your harassment victims speak up. If you don't like it, stop doing it. You got way too comfortable, Gremlo. You got way too comfortable, Marxism, where you thought you could harass Vio and get away with it. You can't get away with it. And anybody else want to declare alliance with the harassment group? Do it.
Down, right, one day, and I was like, what's like the first belief that I have? You know what I mean? Like, what's the primary belief that I have, right? And the primary, for me, like the primary belief is all of us were born here without being asked to be here, and we all have to deal with the consequences of that. We all have to deal with like the consequences of being put in this body and occupying it, and like we have to answer to all this societal baggage. And like if that's the case, then we should just allow people to figure out their own meaning, their own purpose, define whatever they want to be in their lives, like define whatever direction they want to go in their lives, and we should structure society so that all of us can meet our basic needs. Like that's
liberalism. Kumbaya liberalism. We live in a society structured around the means of production. And there is the capitalist class and there are the workers. Everything in society is based on that material basic fact. And we need to be striving for a society where we destroy class distinction. That's the fundamental core of the struggle we're facing today. Racism was literally created to help primitive accumulation, to build capital. Racism is an invention of the 16th century so that primitive capitalists could accumulate wealth through hyper exploitation, and they created the racial distinctions in order to justify holding millions of human beings in second-class citizenship. Why? To exploit them economically. It all comes back to that. Now, that's not to say that that's the only thing that matters, but that is the basis of why chattel slavery happened. The only war is a class war. If you're like, Mike, why won't you reach out to them? I made myself available. Casey Tron spoke on my behalf to these people, and their reaction was to bully Vio harder. Now, they were too cowardly to do it to me directly, but they thought they could hurt me by hurting Vio. They thought they could hurt me by hurting Vio, Gremlo, Rhizome, and Marxism. They thought they could call me a racist and boost every single time DGG or whatever, or Asmongold push some argument against me. They thought that they could ban people for defending me in their chats, but allow people to trash me in their chats unchecked. And I'm speaking out against it because I heard about the meeting in person, and that's where it crossed the line, and I feel unsafe. They had a meeting in person about me and how they were going to target me. And a friend of mine was there and saw it. And they reached out to me because they were so freaked out. So what do you want me to say? I had to speak out to you guys because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do because I've only been nice to Gremlo. I've only ever been nice to Rhizome. And I've had my disagreements with Brett, but I haven't gone out of my way to go after him on stream. And when Peden Online came in here and he told me I'm being childish, but I asked him if it happened, he wouldn't answer. Or she wouldn't answer. She wouldn't answer. I apologize for the misgendering. Intersectionality was developed as homage to Sojourner Truth and Anna Cooper, who largely focused their efforts toward economic justice with 40 acres and a mule, and how the French Revolution betrayed its own principles with respect to the French colonies and imperialism. It's always been connected to economic justice. Of course, economic justice is how you destroy racism. At the moment where leftism is getting criminalized, these motherfuckers are talking friends and betrayal. I had to show you guys a clip. I showed you guys a clip. Leftist politicians saying how people are attacking me to them. I thought Peden was my friend. I legitimately thought Peden was my friend. But then this attack happened to me back in July, and they ghosted me. She ghosted me. I thought they were my friend, but when they tried to get me deplatformed, she ghosted me from that point on. And I was hoping that it wasn't true, but she was at the meeting. And it's like, why? I've done nothing but be kind to you. I don't get it. And the reason why, chat, is because I'm neurodivergent. I mean, that's what it is. Okay? I'm neurodivergent. I don't pick up on this stuff easily. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't pick up on the like social games. I don't play them. I'm very like schizoid in that I'm very independent and I don't really lean on people socially a lot. I'm not messaging people 30 times a day. So I don't get these social games. Did this happen to you in life? I always had a lot of friends. But I also had a lot of people that never fucked with me. I was always someone that you were hot or cold for. You either really liked Mike or you really didn't like Mike. That's always been the way it's been for me. you know, I always just accepted it. And I recognize that sometimes I was just not someone's cup of tea. I've always said that. In fairness to this situation, if they're doing this maliciously behind the scenes, until we explain even a little bit of what actually happened, I think the safe thing to do is, can't we just get along, stop left as infighting? That's assuming, of course, it wasn't just a misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding. It's jealousy because you have something a lot of people want. It's not a misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding, guys. And if they pursue the it's a misunderstanding, then I will bring out the receipts and I will go further. I'm saying this now because I want to give them the opportunity to admit it and come clean and apologize and try to, you know, rehabilitate what they've done. If they decide to deny it, then I will continue and bring out the receipts. I don't feel like you should give someone everything you have up front so they recognize they can't lie anymore. I think that you should say, I know everything, but I'm giving you the chance to admit it and apologize now. If they're not going to do it, then we're going to keep going, and we're going to I have the armor of truth. Exactly. Has anyone else said this is BS and they aren't participating? No one has denied it. None of them have denied it. And if you're somebody joining the chat late, I'm sorry to say that this is something that Gremlo and Cinemarxism and Rhizome have been doing. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to be true. I've been so kind to all of them. I've taken Cinemarxism out to dinner, you know, and chatted with him in person and gone to his events and things like that. I have, you know, invited Gremlo to my home. I took Rhizome to my home. I have spoken with them nicely. I've offered, you know, my platform and read them in chat, gave them VIP and said kind things about them. Like I have never, ever, not once gone after them ever. But unfortunately, when you're doing secret meetings where where what you say is fuck Mike, that guy's a racist, and you spread lies about VO and you harass VO because you think it's safe, you can get away with harassing VO, and I won't say anything. I don't know why you thought that. Crashing out live on stream. I'm not crashing out. This is me just telling you what's happening. If you find that to be a crash out would be me getting emotional. And they wasted zero time throwing you under the bus. Yeah, they said I was super racist. When they had a clip, when they finally got their little clip, they were happy to boost it. Grab said this morning he doesn't have any clue what you're going on about. If respective to DM him directly, then he's lying. He's a liar then. And pretending he doesn't know tells you everything you need to know. And here's Casey Tron saying, not him acting like he doesn't have a clue to the heat that a group has had for Mike and VO behind the scenes for over a year now. Wait a minute. I guess Casey Tron and I are crashing out. Or are we just reading you for filth, you little rat? Go behind the scenes. You think you're going to grow bigger than me by trashing me behind the scenes and stabbing me in the back and try to boost clips of me out of context, you DGG fucking supporter? That's a crash out. I subscribed during the Ethan drama and stayed for your political analysis, saying all you do is political drama is categorically not true. I've learned more about socialism, politics, and history from you than anyone else. They don't watch me. It's when you called him a wrecker when he flipped about Zohran meeting with the CEOs. Yeah. I mean, I called him a wrecker from before that, but that was probably something I disagreed with him about. What do you think about Gremlo is he constantly touts that he used to be a white supremacist that has been less criticism of the Nazi tattoo than you, was whining about how much he relates to Platner when I went in to unfollow. Some chatters are going to be like, just talk to them like you haven't been reaching out for a long time. You're the victim here. You and VO's artist. Yeah, we've been trying. Casey Tron spoke on our behalf already behind the scenes, chat. That's what you don't understand. Like Gremlo pretending like, oh, what is this? I have no idea what Mike's talking about. He's a liar. He's trying to benefit. He's trying to profit through his little cat's paws. He's lying. Gremlo, I'm calling you a liar. I tried to de-escalate and they were met with they're evil and malicious, basically. I don't know. See, the reason he's going to cry and whine that I'm being mean and aggressive, but I'm just being a man. Should try it sometime. I've watched the streams. It's very clear what's going on. No need for behind the scenes. Yeah, they thought they could just like shit talk me forever and try and harass. By the way, I didn't even care. Because they're so irrelevant, I didn't care. Then they started harassing VO. And then it was like, oh, okay. Now we're changing it. Now we're changing our mind. Now I'm changing my strat. This is exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, their chatters come in here. You still a pussy. VO stole. Rhizome telling you stole. VO is a bitch. Rhizome telling you stole. See what I mean? If I was lying, chat, would their chatters be coming in here saying exactly what I'm saying they did? You can literally see the harassment happening in front of you. VO is a bitch. That's misogyny. So why do you think their chatters feel so comfortable doing that? I think it's fucking weird. And by the way, there's other people that I'm not trying to are they a rhizome chatter? Yes, they are. I just looked up their following. Yeah, let me allow that. You got banned there for being a rage baiter? Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Is it possible to quickly summarize what's happening? Oh yeah, sure. Gremlo, Cinemarxism, and Rhizome got together in a meeting in person that also included Peden, where they raised their middle finger and said, fuck Mike, fuck that guy, he's a racist. Vio is a thief. And they did a whole like rant to a bunch of people. And one of my friends saw it face to face and they reached out to me. And they've been harassing Vio for months. So I finally have had it. So I'm finally speaking out about it. Because when it crosses into in-person meetings, that's where it becomes creepy. They claim Vio stole emotes from Rhizome, even though Vio's emotes were commissioned by an artist. They have nothing to, they're an individual character. They've been individually animated. There are similar types of emotes. Like for example, there is like a vomit emote. But these are all emotes that have been in the Twitch milieu forever. And that, you know, were originally made by Green Pepes. And Vio had them reanimated and drawn of her own character. I went up to their meetup outside TwitchCon, but I was an hour late. I didn't hear anything saying anything about you. I was only there a few minutes. Yeah, I don't think it was that one, Hackstock. I think it was a different one. Hey, Mike, I think giving this any traction is going to make things worse. No, it's going to make them better. Because I don't want my audience to think that I'm friends with these people because they're out to get me and they hate me and Vio. Reimagining Pepe emotes with your own avatar has been a Twitch mainstay for literal years. Yes, I know. It's very weird that they decided to harass Vio over this. And again, I'm just saying that the reason why I'm bringing it to you guys is because I don't know what else to do. They decided to harass Vio over this and also cite the reason Vio stole these emotes was because of malice and evil on Mike's behalf. LOL. Casey Tron is saying this because they said it directly to her. They're going after a woman and a smaller creator because they can't get to you. Literally what Ethan Klein does to Hassan. They're the same. Exactly. And I don't like saying this. Again, it's been 4 months of this and I've said nothing. But the in-person thing is when I realized I have to do something. When people are meeting in person with malice toward you, it's fucking weird. And then there's something needs to be said. I need my audience to know that supporting Gremlo, supporting Rhizome, supporting Cinemarxism is dangerous to me. I just need to say it. By the way, I was so friendly with Grem. Vio and I actually were originally going to travel to Tokyo with him. Just so you understand how much of a friend I thought he was. I was going to, but I decided not to because of, I didn't want to, you know, leave the country with Vio unnecessarily because of the immigration situation. So to have him at a meeting where they're like, yeah, Mike's a piece of shit, Mike's a racist, and just nod and laugh along and join in. I got banned from Cinemarxism chat by typing in your chat that I don't watch him anymore because he's annoying. It's wild obsessive to have spies in here. Yeah. Why are they a danger to you? Because they are literally trying to get me deplatformed when I'm the target of multiple right-wing Nazi movements, which is my main safety is the fact that I have a platform. And that also means they're getting rid of my livelihood and the livelihood of my family. Wasn't he hanging with you guys at the Las Vegas TwitchCon? Yes, they were. I knew how goofy Cinemarxism was when he said he did more than Hassan because he knocked on a couple doors. Yeah, it's actually delusional. They try to get you deplatformed. Yes, they try to boost any type of like adverse clip of mine. They try to boost it. And they've been spreading the narrative that I'm racist, transphobic, etc. Untreated, super severe narcissistic personality disorder seems to be an epidemic in content creators. No one actually could feel like they could be friends and normal to each other. It's also a big problem with politicians, so it's not exactly unusual. Yeah, I know. If their biggest priority is to get rid of competition during fascist time, it says they're self-interested. Also, it's not competition. Why are leftist streamers infighting? We're not. There's plenty of leftist streamers I don't fight with. I'm building projects with a various number of leftist streamers. Like right now. Like I'm doing things with people. And I hate to be dramaful, but like at a certain point, I don't think that you could allow people to do relational aggression to you and try to damage your reputation with people and try to make you be in persona non grata because they go to other leftist streamers and say how bad I am. Like I've been banned in streams where I've not even been before. And it's like, wait a minute. And then I look into it and it's, oh, okay. I see what happened. Were they the ones who sat on the Israel clip for a year? Yeah, 11 months. Mike, I assume you were leaning into this too much, but I realized you've been trying to keep your mouth shut. Yes, I was. I was hoping that they would become... Here's what I was hoping, chat. I was hoping that at TwitchCon, they would see me in person and they would go, you know what? Let's just reset. And they would come up to me and be like, hey, Mike, I know that we've been adversarial for a while, but I just wanted to say, hey, now that since we're both here at TwitchCon, why don't we, you know, try to build the bridge anew and let bygones be bygones. I was waiting for that. I made myself very available. I mean, I was sitting there chatting with Austin at the partner party and they just ran away and hid in a corner. Twitch should be a competition. There's room for audience to grow without this kind of adversarial shit. I completely agree, Maple Takes. Have I not been friendly and kind and supportive of you? Have I asked you for anything? Have I tried to hurt you? Have I seen you as competition? I mean, you could just think about that. You don't have to answer. Like the people in chat who are flipping out, why won't the other streamers just have a dialogue? Like we could hash it out right now, but they refuse to even deny the allegations because they know they're true. I don't mean to be annoying, but you are aware that it's politics they want you to stop talking about. You're covering the same stuff and you're going to win every time someone else compares yours to their coverage. Fuck them. They're untested, uneducated, uninteresting. They're going to lose. Not much more you could do right now. I don't know. I think I found that Gremlo's been doing a lot better than I thought he ever would. And, I see a lot of my chatters over there, and it started to bother me since he's harassing Vio so much and okay with it. So it's like, maybe I should speak up. Ectozoologist says, why don't you produce a tattle to Vio instead? I asked for evidence of the harassment. All I'm hearing is people were talking shit while hanging out. What about them is harassing? I mean, here's what I'm going to say to everybody. I have all the receipts I need. They're ready to go. I'm saying this to give them the opportunity to apologize and make amends before I go to the receipts. If I go to the receipts, then it's a nuclear bomb. And the bridge is permanently burned. I'm giving them 1 day. If they decide they want to join together and go after me, that's their decision. But the receipts exist. And they've been harassing Vio for 4 months in and out. They got me deplatformed back in July. And by the way, I reached out to all of them when I got banned to clarify what had happened. Not one of them reached out to me and said, hey, Mike, what happened? I reached out to them. Back to the drawing board on Saturday. Probably you could watch like Vio or Denims, or there's plenty of people that are smarter than Gremlo. Struggle for. Exactly. Plenty of smarter people. Thought it was weird at the time. I 100% want to make sure that people understand that I care deeply about combating any anti-Semitism or bigotry that's not tolerated in my community. However, I do believe the thousands of hours of commentary should be evidence of that effort. Mike, you know that you and I are in a privileged positions. This is what we're being criticized for. Our records aren't what's in question, but how we react when people show us our blind spot. Bona fides are subject to scrutiny when people like us close off to criticisms from our peers. And then you have people, stop adding on to the Diddy G Asman H3 back dog pile. Wow, it's almost like people can understand what's happening. It's almost as if people understand that. I needed to see who these people are, and they legit have the performative male starter kit. I know, it's funny. By the way, he knows what's going on, and when he says he doesn't, he's lying to you. He has contempt for his audience. He thinks he can lie to you, chat. He thinks that your parasocial relationship with him is going to lead to you picking him over me. So if he just lies to you blatantly, that he'll win. If he just keeps doubling and tripling down on it being made up. See, what's going to happen? Here's the Darvo strat. He's going to deny, and then tomorrow he's going to say I deserved it, and I'm actually a racist. So right now, he has no idea. Tomorrow, he's going to be coming up with all the reasons why I'm a class reductionist racist who's bad for the left. The perpetrator denies the harm or abuse took place. When confronted with evidence, the perpetrator then attacks the person they harmed. The attacker may also attack the victim's family or friends, which is what they did with Vio. They attacked me, got me banned for a week. It failed to deplatform me. Then they started going after Vio. And now they're going to claim they're the victim. No one is harassing Vio. Didn't Peden just do that in chat? Yes. Exactly what Peden did in front of everyone. By the way, I asked them, hey, did you guys do this thing? And they didn't answer. She didn't answer. The left can't... By the way, chat, this isn't the left. These are individuals. Don't let that fucking CONINTEL Pro bullshit, just because I'm calling out an individual, it isn't the left. It's an individual. Okay? This isn't infighting. This is personal attacks. This isn't due to like leftist disagreement on like politics. These are people that are attacking me and Vio as a person. This is not about politics. This is about personal behavior. It's not that Grem and I had some disagreement on some tactic or something. This is not leftist infighting. This is somebody who thinks of this as a way to make money, and they see me as the bigger competition they're going to undermine. And these are the same type of people that will join in. If they thought they could get away with this at getting Hassan as well, they would as well. They're the people that boost the idea that Hassan has blind spots around, you know, in certain areas that then right-wingers use to call him an animal abuser and a racist. I'm not saying Hassan doesn't deserve to be criticized. He should be criticized. We should all be scrutinized. But there is a line where deplatforming is on the table for us. And I'm sorry I had to speak out. I'm sorry that it's so abrupt. It's the reason why it's so abrupt is because I never speak negatively about them ever. That's why it feels so abrupt, because I don't do this kind of thing to them. That's why you're shocked and you're like, what? Because I am painfully good faith. Painfully good faith. Post the damn proof, bro. As I said before, this is what's happening. They're Darvoing. I'm getting them the opportunity to just not do Darvo. I'm giving them the opportunity to recalculate and go, you know, attacking Mike is a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. I'm seeing if they're even sociopathic enough to understand self-interest. E-Town Zoo says, Mike, some of us have been waiting for you to speak out about this. We've seen it festering in the background for months and we've been waiting for your take on it. I remember when Pepe La Vie said he wanted to take out Hassan to be the biggest left streamer. Yeah, Vosh is the one who pushed the lie that Hassan didn't pay his editors. And that got picked up by all sorts of right-wingers to attack Hassan. These type of people think that they're going to succeed by destroying their competition. How did Gremlo attack you? They had an IRL fuck Mike meeting. It was actually crazy. And friends of mine were there and they were like weirded out by it, but they wanted to hear what was like, maybe that they're, you know, they heard it out. They listened. They were like, maybe Mike did do something I don't know about. And then once the whole thing ended, they came to me and said, I went to this thing. I heard this. I want to be honest with you, Mike. I listened to what they were saying. And then I was so weirded out. I felt like I had to bring it to you. Gremlo was boosting the guys calling Mike racist on stream. Yeah, there's this one content creator I'm never going to mention, but he is a stalker of other content creators I don't even want to mention because I don't want to give them any kind of anxiety. But they boost a well-known stalker. Among the big streamers, there's a content creator who's a well-known, like, unhinged stalker. And we all don't talk about him ever. But they've been boosting him up lately, and it's like getting to the point where we don't know what to do because we don't want to give this guy attention. And so we're like, don't try to figure it out, please. But there's like this one really unhinged person that they really talk to a lot and boost. And it's like making us all really uncomfortable. And there's other stalkers of mine. Like there's one that you all know, so it's safe for me to bring it up. His name is James from the internet. And he threatened to disappear me. Like that I would be disappeared because I didn't like Bo of the Fifth Column. And he's like a VIP in Gremlo's chat. There's other stalkers that he's promoted a lot in his Discord of mine who stalked my mom. And I've ignored it for a long time because I just thought Gremlo didn't know. But it's pretty clear now that he does know. Who is all? I don't feel right putting any other streamer in my mouth. I'm just going to say it makes me uncomfortable. I'm not going to say any other streamer. I don't want to put anyone else, any other streamer in my mouth about how they feel. And like the Surfs and I, we are a good, you know, it might be his other channel. It might be his other channel. Hold on. It might be on his other channel, but basically there's this guy, James for the internet, who's who basically obsessively stalked me or made streams about me for years. I don't know if he still does. He said that I would be disappeared. For context, chat, James for the internet threatened Mike after Mike exposed Bo of the Fifth Column as a former human trafficker. Exactly. Yeah, he threatened me. That's correct. Yeah, he threatened that I would be disappeared because Bo used to be, ironically, a private military contractor. And he said that private military contractors know how to disappear people. So I guess I would assume that now he thinks Platner is bad because he was a PMC, but he was very comfortable threatening me with Bo of a Fifth Column being a former PMC. And he is, you know, boosted and friendly with Gremlo. Now, I don't know about you, chat, but if there was someone who threatened to disappear Gremlo, I would ban them from my chat. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't give them a VIP and be like, what, my good friend, Gremlo stalker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's weird shit. That's weird shit. The Bo stuff was horrible. You were right, and no one backed you up. That's correct. Is Central and Gremlo fighting? I mean, I guess he attacked me. You know, it has been weird for a while. I'm just bringing it out to the open. Bad and Panada backed me up. Yes, that's true. But that was years later. I found James through Gremlo and had no idea about this. Fuck me. Yeah. If somebody wants to find the video and the link, that would be really useful because I want to give you guys the receipts. I don't like to say shit and then you think I'm just exaggerating. If I say something, I have receipts for it. He had a 20-minute screed about Mike being a grifter like a week ago. Yeah, I know. I heard about that. How do you have brain space for all of this? I just remember shit. I have a pretty good memory for stuff. I personally think that, you know, there's a lot of other better streamers for your attention. If people are going to be okay with this kind of behavior, I don't think in good conscience I can recommend you watch Gremlo. I don't think in good conscience I can recommend you watch Gremlo. Why? I just explained it. Mike, yeah, Lance and I are cool now. Funnily enough, Lance and I are cool now because Lance was normal and he came up to me and he was like, you know what, Mike, I'm sorry about the stuff that happened in the past. I know we're not the best of friends, but I appreciate the work you do. I was in the Vouch circle and I apologize for that. And you know what? I said, you know what? I forgive you. And that we went on our merry way. And I was just in his most recent video about Asmongold. Funnily enough, with Gremlo. I think early mornings, I typically recommend Denims is the person I'm closest to. Even though Denims is more to my right. I'm kidding. Or there's Struggle, but I think Denims is a good one. Obviously, Vio, Casey Tron, Right Wing Dennis. The thing about Denims is like Denims is normal. At least I think so. And if you guys have more recommendations for me, you can bring them to me. The lack of receipts with all these accusations is not a good look. I really don't get it. He literally told people to unfollow Gremlo. Is it still referred to show the evidence to give him a chance? I just explained it. If you've been in his chat, you know I'm right. Like you've literally, you know I'm right. Like, come on. Oh, the brain domain, obviously. Denims is normally anormal. Actually, yes, that's true. And like, listen, it's not good for me to do this. It's not good to like break up with another content creator you thought was your friend. It's not good for you. Like, it hurts your stream. It hurts your stream. It's not something that you like to do. I don't like it. But at a certain point, like, I can't have people plotting against me and not say anything. And it's a bummer. Oh, Hugo and I are besties. Let me see if I can. Okay, nobody could find it. So hold on.
Didn't you also?
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, chat. I'm doing the research for you. I'm getting the receipts.
Didn't you also say he could, quote, disappear me? Is that something that you said?
Should I respond now? I believe what I actually said was you have to be really high to piss off a professional operator, because a professional operator can both physically disappear you off the face of the planet and digitally disappear you and make things just come and go at will. I mean, considering that you spent, the last 10 hours calling him
this is a threat.
I'm saying nobody in their right mind would fucking piss off a professional operator who you literally just spent the last 12 hours calling a human trafficker, i.e. somebody who can make people disappear from one place and appear in another.
Wait, so he isn't a human trafficker, or I should be scared? Which one is it? I'm confused.
I know you're confused. It's part of your charm.
That's one of Gremlo's besties saying that I should be worried about exposing Bo of the Fifth Column for being a human trafficker. He was also a PMC, which is why I should be scared. James from the internet. I hate to even mention him because it's going to give him a boost. But it is what it is. It's one of the things that was a big red flag for me, because I'm like, why are every one of the schizo freaks that harassed me VIP'd in Gremlo's chat? Not professional managerial class, private military contractor. No, they all admit he was a trafficker. They just think that he served his time, and I'm being a puritanical leftist who thinks that human traffickers should not be accepted as leaders of the left. That's what he was saying. I was saying it's not even so much, it's that he lied about it. He lied about it and pretended he was like helping Jewish people migrate to the United States or something from getting oppressed. But in reality, he was taking 21-year-old Bulgarian college students and making them pseudo slaves in Florida as maids. He tricked a bunch of 21-year-old girls to come and be like slaves in hotels in Florida. And he did it to over 200 women. And he went to federal prison. And he was prosecuted by the Bush administration. And they were taking his side over me. So if you want any idea what these people are okay with, but Vosh doesn't like me. I mean, here you can see what it was on BreadTube. Attacking a progressive mayoral candidate, attacking Bo, and saying he can't engage in direct actual mutual aid because he would lose viewers. This Mike guy seems like bad news for the left. Huh? By the way, I never said that. I said we should ignore the presidential election and that it would be ridiculous because that's what people are into. To be frank, he attacked that mayoral candidate from the left and has been extremely active in local politics. The mutual aid comment is out of context. He supported, by the way, they're talking about Destiny's chosen candidate. Destiny's chosen candidate. These, by the way, are DG. I bet you this person still posts. Oh, they're still a DGGer who hid all their posts. I can't defend and will not condone Bo's crimes. A lot of people were hurt. I'm glad Bo had to face justice and pay for the wrong he's done. 200 women human trafficked. 2 sentences. Mike from PA. Mike's big lie. Bo is not repentant. Bo has shown more than once shown remorse and even disdain at his former self and his past actions. No, he didn't. He lied about it, which is in my video. I show all the times he lied. Anyway, I'm bringing this up. Mike is a petty little man who realized he doesn't have what it takes to rise on some significant bread tube tier list he's been obsessing about and is now aiming to bring down anyone who ranks higher than him just to soothe his wounded ego and feeling of insecurity. Human traffickers, by the way. What should we do about lying Mike? Destiny poster. Anyway, I just want you to understand, chat, that I have gotten where I've gotten by always standing up for what's right and being honest. But they were happy to defend a fucking human trafficker for clout. That's who I'm fighting with. They're coming after Mike because it's career suicide to go after Hassan. He's the next biggest left name they could try to pick off from. That's kind of true. Okay. I think we've spoken about this enough. I would like to talk about politics now. I mean, if you guys have anything else you want to, listen, as I've said before, we're going to go through Darvo, right? I'm going to say what they did. I am the victim. I'm speaking out. VO has been victimized as well. We're speaking out. I'm giving them the opportunity to repent and apologize. If they say it's not true or they go to attack me and VO, then I will continue this conversation. I think chat got the impression that James is a trafficker. No. James from the internet is not the trafficker. Bo of the fifth column is a trafficker. James from the internet defended the trafficker and threatened me with being disappeared, basically kidnapped and murdered. I want to give all these guys, and you know what? I don't like them, but I want you to know that we could come back from this. We can come back from this if they could show that I was wrong about them, or maybe they were just going along with the social group and they didn't really consider the damage that was being caused. As long as they're willing to apologize and publicly apologize, I'm willing to go from here because I don't care about this shit. I just want the harassment and defamation to stop. I got banned in Grem's chat. Didn't say anything. LMAO. Yeah. I mean, personally, I think if you watch Gremlo after this, you probably should leave here. If it's okay with you that people get harassed and defamed, then I don't know. You and I probably don't see eye to eye. Sounds like you care a little bit. Well, yeah, of course I do. You can't harass my partner and me for months and then, have stalkers of mine in your chat VIP'd, recommended to your community without me noticing it, right? Like, how would you feel if there was someone who was stalking you, was giving a VIP in someone else's chat? Oh, defended a trafficker? No, I'm not talking about James from the internet. That guy can piss up a rake. I'm talking about Gremlo. Maybe Gremlo didn't know. I don't know. Bo had to change his channel name sometime within the last couple of years. Yeah, he's a different channel now, and his wife does the videos instead of him. Being a creator in this space sounds stressful. I'm born for this. I'm born to be stressed. Okay, I'm born for this. How is everybody supposed to know that guy said that? I have the Gremlo receipts ready. I have the Gremlo receipts as well. I wouldn't put Gremlo in here if I didn't have the Gremlo receipts. His nickname for me is Clout from PA. That's Gremlo's private nickname for me. Clout from PA. Is he sure that he has no idea what I'm talking about? Is he sure? Anyway, we'll move on. I could come up with a better name on the fly. They were mad I was supporting someone who... they're mad I was rating someone who was being harassed. In life, I've learned that people think they're friends with each other, but they're secretly shitting on each other too. There are receipts for that too. I can't wait for the splitter Discord servers again. Yeah, I know that too. You're getting a clout from a guy you rated when they're small. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bring their name up because they're not part of this, and it's not fair of me to do that. He doesn't know. He doesn't know, guys. He's innocent. He doesn't know. Gremlo, I don't see the message in Discord, man. What happened? Where's the message? You don't know. Watch some of the debate stuff. He doesn't know. Watch Hassan's video.
Who tells you everything that he cannot do, then Andrew Cuomo should be your choice. If you want a candidate for mayor who will use every tool at their disposal, including the 9 appointees at the Rent Guidelines Board, all of whom are appointed by the mayor, then I am the candidate for you.
Clocked it! Notice how he locked in.
We have to go to Errol, sir. I'm sorry.
He said all he's presenting is what we can't do. I'm going to do everything I can for you. There's no way Cuomo mentions you again. No, this time he's going to get extra races with it. He's going to mention me again, and I think he's going to mention the imam that he was photographed with, because he has nothing, and he thinks this is like he thinks this is a bar. I do think for him, or at least like people in his orbit, it's not even about like tackling Zohran for them. It's like getting a petty grievance addressed, I think.
I'd like you each to describe whatever combination of defiance, diplomacy, and cooperation you will use as mayor if President Trump continues to increase the federal government's role in the affairs of our city.
I was assaulted by a Senegalese mobster in 1984.
Both my adversaries have decided to bump chests with President Trump to prove who's more macho. You can't beat Trump. He holds most of the cards. He's
this is why he stays at 14% in New York, by the way.
The SNAP program, and it's threatening to cut funds for NYCHA. So if you're all of a sudden going to get adversarial, you're going to lose. And who gets hurt? The people of New York City. With Trump, it's always the art of the deal. You have to go, you have to try to negotiate, whether it's with his minions or himself. He'll want you to give in order to get a little bit. But if you immediately act like you're going to take him on, like, you know, it's going to be a one-on-one fight, we're going to lose. All the people in New York City are going to lose. You have to be able to show respect. And I think if you show respect, you'll get respect, and you'll protect the New Yorkers who are so desperately in need of federal funds. What's the good of it? They'll bump chests with Donald Trump. They won't get the money, and then they'll blame Donald Trump. I will negotiate with Donald Trump and try to get the best deal possible for our poor and indigent citizens.
Okay, Mr. Cuomo.
Yeah, the difference on this question is I've actually lived it, and I've done it with President Trump over many years through the most difficult situation that this country has gone through, COVID plus. You're wrong. You're going to have to confront President Trump. He is hyper-aggressive, and he is going to overstep his bounds. And you are going to have to confront him, and you can beat him. I confronted him, and I have beaten him. He was going to quarantine New York during COVID, and I stopped him. He was going to cut aid to federal programs, and I stopped him. But you also want to be in a place where you can cooperate on good things, because we need federal help if we're going to save our city and rebuild our city. President Trump has to respect you. He sent the National Guard into 20 cities. City he didn't send it into? New York. Because I talked to him and I said, we don't need you here. He has said he'll take over New York if Mondami wins, and he will, because he has no respect for him. He thinks he's a kid and he's going to knock him on his tuchus. So it is a balance.
Andrew Cuomo talking about how Trump is going to be fine with him, whereas he's going to aggressively pursue Mamdani, is unironically not going to work because he is compromised. The Department of Justice case made him compromised.
Candidate for mayor, and then we heard from Donald Trump's puppet himself, Andrew Cuomo. You could turn on TV any day of the week, and you will hear Donald Trump share that his pick for mayor is Andrew Cuomo. And he wants Andrew Cuomo to be the mayor, not because it will be good for New Yorkers, but because it will be good for him. Look, Donald Trump ran on 3 promises. He ran on creating the single largest deportation force in American history. He ran on going after his political enemies, and he ran on lowering the cost of living. If he wants to talk to me about the 3rd piece of that agenda, I will always be ready and willing. But if he wants to talk about how to pursue the 1st and 2nd piece of that agenda at the expense of New Yorkers, I will fight him every single step of the way.
Okay. Short rebuttal from Mr. Cuomo.
That's not what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump does an analysis of the race. Donald Trump, I believe, wants Mondami. That is his dream.
Try to play this for you guys instead of doing the debate coverage, but Rare Flowers, who is I guess the partner of Rhizome, came in here and said that no one had been harassing Vio or talked about Vio for months, and then I was just sent this clip
from a...
Yeah, they're talking Mike from PA. For some reason, he's been talking shit on me and Brett lately. Ever since we criticized him in August.
Honest.
And ever since his partner stole my emotes.
Sincere.
You talk shit about Mike's VO girl. Right, she stole my emotes. Like, yeah. Yeah, I did, yeah.
By the way, have I ever talked shit about Marxism or rhizome by name on my stream? Also, the sexism, the misogyny of saying VO's Mike's girl or whatever. First of all. Second of all, are you trying to out my relationship? Fucking, you rat fuck. You know I'm being harassed by Nazis. You know I'm being harassed by Ethan Klein. You know that I'm harassed, and I trusted you with that information a year ago, you fucking rat. And now you're outing it? So you could say she's an emote thief and misogynistically say she did it because of me, you fucking scumbag. You want to talk about receipts? We're going to be talking about more receipts. This is actually the least bad of the receipts. I swear you've been supportive of Rhizome in the past. Of course I was. In the past. In the past. I don't know why this community let the DGG Chud Logic Orbiter snake into the community. He's a toxic, bad faith shit. Yeah, he only comes in my chat to try to, when it's around drama, and you know, or to like accuse me of being sexist or racist or whatever. These people should be scared. I mean, listen, the best thing you could do is unfollow them and get out of there. They're fucking bad people. And I have sat on this since August, since July. Sounds like he's playing the victim. Also, I never said anything bad about Marxism and Rhizo. I kept quiet about them. They're the ones who shit talk me to their communities. They got very, very comfortable with the idea that they could shit talk me in discords behind my back, and I would never say anything. Presumably, they thought I was scared of them or something. But in reality, I was hoping that they would get a fucking grip. Until today, the worst you've done was allude to some people being bad faith actors. You've never attacked them or stoked drama around any of these people on stream or on Discord. Correct. I also don't spend time shitting on them in DMs to random people. But I can say this. I'm not going to be quiet about this. If I ever get the opportunity to let people know what I think of these creators, I will. Unless they fucking change course, this is the way it's going to be. I'm going to return the energy that you've been sending my way for 4 months. I've been storing it. Like fucking Dragon Ball Z Spirit Orb, okay? And it's going to be coming back in your direction. Unless you change your fucking course and go, hey, Meg, I'm sorry about all this. Let's hash it out. I want to have a conversation. I would like to apologize. Then we can go a different direction. I don't want to do this. I don't want to waste my time. I want to be watching the fucking debate. I've been trying to build a left-wing fucking ecosystem on Twitch for years without expecting anything in return but kind words. Chat hopping is not a thing. It's just like woke. It's made up to act like a victim. I mean, I don't think I have said go in anyone else's chat, but I do think it's normal for people to ask questions. You know, that's entirely true. I do recall you calling Sin and Marxism a dumb anarchist, but tell you the truth about that guy, I could only talk about how he used to work on prominent shows and how everyone should just protest. Who cares? But be honest, you have taken swipes at the guy's shitty politics before. I mean, probably. That's probably true. That's a political thing, not a personal thing. I could just say your politics are bad and disagree with them. I want to see if there's a way for me to stop recommending certain streamers relevant to what they're doing to y'all.
Say, for the sake of argument, you're the kind of progressive lefty with a platform who gets a share of harassment, seasonal or perennial, from reactionaries. In this situation, you will inevitably hear one who positions themselves as a reasonable moderate ask, why don't you respond to criticism? There's a lot going on in that question, more than is immediately obvious, and it's worth understanding. First, is that the question is not only directed at you, it exists as a marker showing up in your Q&As, your comment sections, your Twitter threads, to imply to anyone paying attention to you that there is some wealth...
Here's what I'm going to say to Gremlo. Gremlo, I will not message you first. You message me, or we're going to continue talking about this for a while.
...of legitimate criticism that you have long ignored. There may well be a specific point this person is referring to.
Am I not showing the video? Oh, what the fuck? I'm sorry, chat. The fuck? There we... Wait, why is... What the fuck? Weird. Oh, I know what's happening. Okay. Sorry about that.
Say, for the sake of argument, you're to imply to anyone paying attention to you that there is some wealth of legitimate criticism that you have long ignored. There may well be a specific point this person is referring to, but it's often left unspecified or generalized, so that the content and the quantity of the criticism is left to audience imagination. It is meant to publicly undermine your legitimacy. Second, it's meant to make you question, whether there is some legitimate criticism out there in the din of people screaming at you. You're not perfect, and a knock-on effect of being harassed is you get numbed out, unable to discern good faith from bad, often removing yourself from the very streams through which your peers used to correct you because of the endless flow of garbage coming through those channels now. But the only way to verify the ambiguous claim that there is some criticism worth responding to is to once again strap on waders and climb back in, which is often what your critic really wants. Third, well, the question isn't really, why don't you respond to criticism? Odds are you do respond to some criticism. People in your position are often addressing or preempting criticism all the time, arguably too much. No, what this non-specific question is really asking is, why don't you respond to my criticism? They'll let it sound like you've been ignoring everyone, but they mean, why are you ignoring me? They're going to insist you owe them a response, that their critique, regardless of your opinion of it, is valid and demanding of immediate attention. Odds are there are dozens of people saying the same thing, all at the same time. Fourth, odds are good that you have in fact addressed their specific complaint, but not in a manner they will accept. This one person's criticism is likely not unique. You may have covered it somewhere in your output purely because you know what kinds of arguments are getting thrown at you, and you're just covering your bases. There's a decent chance your critic doesn't actually consume enough of your work to have seen it, but it's maybe even more likely that they are fully aware of your counter-argument. Maybe one of your fans directed them to it, but they don't...
Actually, they will ban my fans. If my fans say something, they'll ban them. They'll go, you're brigading me. You're brigading me. Why won't Mike respond to me? And the answer is not only are we not going to respond to you, I will blacklist you if you try to deplatform me. Like, obviously. Now, if you have a criticism and you're in my chat, you're part of my community, and we have a connection, we have a relationship, and you think I've done something, I want my community members to be able to come forward to me. But if you're like, I know a way to get Mike's attention. Let me take this clip and take it to DGG and Asmongold so he gets banned for a week. I'm never going to talk to you ever again. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure people know that that's the type of person you are. That person's a threat to your platform because they don't care about you. They don't have any consideration for you. Are you being harassed by Nazis? They don't care.
Consider a response legitimate unless it is directed at the critic. Covering it in a different context or on a different platform doesn't
What did Gremla do? He Ludwigged me,
count.
It's the best way to put it.
They are owed a statement they can respond to directly because they want the argument to continue. So really the question is, why don't you respond to my criticism on my terms? Finally, even if you did respond to them by name, it's likely your response would still be disqualified. If you were to summarize their argument in any way, they would claim you are building a straw man. If you isolated any specific critique or pointed to the cruelty that accompanied it, they would claim you're cherry-picking. You must, it seems, first present the criticism full and unabridged before you may respond to it, which is to say, the only correct way to respond to criticism is to platform the critic. And there are dozens who expect this of you, who will tear into you for not addressing in meticulous detail every single critique they have ever tossed your way, and in the same breath make fun of you for talking too much. Because they don't want to move on from why don't you respond to criticism. As a rhetorical tactic, it's pretty ace. To announce before the argument is even stated that it is thus far undefeated? Mwah! Because any response you make is going to keep the focus on you and not their argument. It's not worth responding to? Well, why should the accused get to decide what is and isn't worth responding to? I have responded repeatedly, well, why didn't you respond in this particular way? None of this looks at whether the criticism had any credibility to begin with, only at whether your response is following procedure. So now, there are criticisms that have been leveled against me that I have never engaged with. Say, for instance, that you shouldn't listen to me because I'm just 4 eels in a trench coat. How would I respond to that? What could I say that isn't exactly...
Can you explain Ludwig? Ludwig is when you have a relationship with a fellow creator and you have been publicly kind and friendly to one another and that your audiences think that you get along, but you hold them in contempt, and you wouldn't even go to their funeral. That's how Greblo feels about me.
What 4 eels in a trench coat would say. I mean, I'm not wearing a trench coat, but obviously the first thing 4 eels would do when people start to catch on is switch to hoodies. I could show you my birth certificate that proves I was born of a human woman at a birth weight that 4 eels would not add up to. But did that work for Obama? Or did the guy who said the birth certificate was fake get elected president? And obviously, all of my exhaustively researched and carefully argued points about how fascism has evolved on the social internet are suspect if I can't even prove I'm human. We stayed at war with Iraq for 7 years after the government announced that the weapons of mass destruction we were looking for never existed. And there are people to this day who still believe we found them. So what hope do I, a mammal who would make mediocre sushi, stand in the face of that? So, if you ever see this claim out in the wild, why haven't you responded to blank? Ask yourself, do you know what blank is? Do you yourself agree it's a valid question? And are you sure it hasn't already been answered? And don't repeat the question unless you've got 3 yeses.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am caught.
Which is what, when people are like, oh my God, Hassan, he's not responding to criticism. That's what they really mean. They mean, why won't you platform me? That's what they're really saying. They're not saying I have something about you that I need fixed. What they're really saying is, let me have your platform. Let me use your platform to shit on you. And I think most of us who are content creators, we've learned a long time ago, other content creators are like dogs. And they do the behavior that they get rewarded doing. And rewarded doing means views. And so if you keep rewarding people with your viewership, when they act like fucking assholes, then they're going to act like assholes more. His girlfriend hosts a podcast at Hassan's house with him. He could walk into the house and say that Kaya lives in it, yet he confidently says it was a shot caller to a massive audience based on vibes. As a pet owner, that is disgusting. I can't imagine ever doing something like that to someone my partner was close to. Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo, man. There was a lot of whining about not having a spot at the table when the fervor kicked up during your ban. You are spot on. They feel entitled to a larger audience that they simply haven't managed to cultivate, and so they are attacking you to try to bring you down because they assume your audience will go to them. That's not how any of this works. Well, not only that, every single person who says that the pipeline has been clogged and is not flowing to them, presumably, I have tried to reach out to more than they've tried to reach out to me. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, the bigger streamer finding smaller streamers to being nice to? Like, what is this? Grem's saying he doesn't know what you're talking about. That's funny because Marxism has been messaging people about how they betrayed him by telling me about the meeting. So it's interesting that Gremlo is saying he doesn't know what I'm talking about, while Marxism is messaging people saying how they betrayed him. So I guess Gremlo has memory loss. See, the thing is, Gremlo, you think that you can just, support all these cat's paws to do your dirty work and that you're going to stay clean. I'm not going to let you stay clean, my friend. You have to go after me like you've been waiting for. Don't be a pussy now. I believe Casey Tron is backing me up. You think she's doing it because she hates these guys for no fucking reason? It's because she saw it. You know what I mean? Like, you think Casey Tron is doing this because I made her? Am I able to control women? I'm doing it because I'm tired. I'm tired too. He said it was the first day that he was literally sleeping probably. Oh yeah, is that right? Wait a minute. Now he does know what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. He does know what I'm talking about. Suddenly he was sleeping. Uh-oh. The story's changing. I have no idea. Oh, I was sleeping. I've been wondering why Vio hasn't been streaming lately. Yeah, they've been harassing her a lot. And she doesn't know what to, I've told her, like, hey, I didn't want to go after anybody because that's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm about. And I gave them more chances, But they think it's fine. They think everything's going to cruise along. Why not message him and confront him? I will. But I'm giving him a day to be a human being. All right, let's get back to the debate.
Because he will use him politically all across the country, and he will take over New York City. Make no mistake. It will be President Trump and Mayor Trump, and he will come in and take over the city. I have no doubt. All he said was, his analysis is after the polls, it's a tough choice between a Democrat and a communist. And he considers Mandami a communist. He happens to be a socialist. But between a communist and a Democrat, it's a tough choice for him.
Okay. All right. Thank you, candidates. Brian wants to talk to you about
his counter to that is,
remember when Twitch had it enforced a rule against harassing other streamers? Yeah, it's really sad.
I'm the one who's running on the Democratic Party.
It was off platform.
Line, the Democratic voters chose me.
Thank you for coming
not
tonight.
you. You're the spoiler here.
We are in the 9th consecutive year of more than 100,000 children in the New York City public school system being homeless. That means it began when Andrew Cuomo was the governor. And what did he do? What did he do about it? He did not do anything. He spent more money on a singing water fountain at LaGuardia Airport than he did on the average cost of an affordable housing unit. That is the record that we have in display, and what we need is a change in this city, not more of the same.
Yeah, bro, if I may, the homeless issue, number of homeless since I left has more than doubled during his administration and the state's administration. Since I left, homeless rate has more than doubled. When I left, the vacancy rate on housing was 4.5%. It's now 1%. This man never even proposed a bill on housing or education. Never even proposed a bill.
Keep going back and forth between the two of you. Mr. Sliwa, it's your turn.
Andrew, you didn't leave. You fled from being impeached by the Democrats in the state legislature. Leave. You fled.
Get him, Carl.
By the way, chat, notice that the people coming in to defend these people don't even follow me because they engage in the harassment and the slander of me, and they're Mike haters. But now they're rushing in to defend these people. Suddenly they're following me for the first time ever just to come in here and say that I'm mentally ill. Weird, huh?
Let's get back on topic, because I'm the only candidate up here who's been into many of the over 300 Department of Homeless Services shelters, and the family shelters are unsafe for the families there.
He ain't wrong.
Mr. Sliwa, what's your proposal for helping New Yorkers with the historically high rent burden in either stabilized or market rate units?
Well, the first thing, we have 6,000 empty apartments in NYCHA. That is a sin. That's what the mayor can control right away. We need to move those families with children in. For those who live in rent-stabilized apartments and have their rent subsidized, Zohran, Mandami, we need to make sure that the big realtors
He's getting a clap for rent subsidization
tax, because they're holding off on those apartments and not putting them out into the marketplace because they want
a week without drama. Guys, you understand that Curtis Sliwa just called Hassan an animal abuser. This is what politics is now. It's been degraded. This is real life.
Flip the building, not for the mid-sized landlords or the small landlords. They need the help. And there are a number of people in the outer boroughs. They own a home. They live on the property. They're not absentee landlords. 2, 3, 4 apartments, and they're deciding not to put them in the marketplace when somebody either leaves or dies, because they have to deal with tenant-landlord court, which is an absolute nightmare.
Why do we care about landlords? Because America's a bourgeois democracy, and small business owners, small capital owners like small landlords
but the landlords
are the backbone of American discourse,
for 4,
unfortunately.
5, or 6 years, which destroys their equity and forces them to leave.
Thank you.
I don't believe in that, by the way. I'm just saying that's how they perceive
repealing
it.
a means test to live in a rent-stabilized apartment. What's your position now, and what changed in that?
The 2019 law.
I don't understand the logic. Let me keep this unit open so no one is paying rent because I can't raise the rent. Yeah, they do. It's something called warehousing. Basically, it's because they get bank loans that value on the properties returning a certain amount of rent. So if they start lowering the rent, then it makes their other loans go upside down. So financially, they are disincentivized from lowering rent because it makes the financial value of the buildings lower. So it's better to just keep it vacant than do that. Oh, here we go, chat. Here's an example of one of these Mike haters. Okay. Never chats in my chat. Hi, Central. Hassan sent me here. Excited to learn. Okay. And then never hanging out. Gremlo is genuinely confused. How has Grem held you in contempt? This seems very presumptive. Bro, you think I don't know? He's held me in contempt for years. You don't think I don't know that? But I was nice to him anyway, because I thought maybe he just heard from, you know, former Vosh people, former Destiny people, and maybe if I was just normal and supportive, he would realize that he had misjudged me. Assad has gotten serious critiques for the way he handles black issues. By the way, this sounds like a critique, but it's actually just slander. I want you guys to understand this. A critique is when you were talking about X, you said Y, which implies Z. That's a critique. This is slanderous, credibility damaging rhetoric. It doesn't mean anything. It's supposed to give people the idea that Assad has some sort of problem with black people. This is bullshit. Incredibly bad faith comment. Gremlo is not the problem here. Wait, why are you suddenly in my chat? You're so passionate about Gremlo. You haven't been here in 6 months. What did VO stream? Whenever streams were live with just a bunch of emotes on screen. Oh, now you're slandering slandering VO's streams. Darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Darvo at its work. Oh, and now I'm mentally ill. Now I'm crazy.
Was added tenant protections that had never been added before, and protections against tenant evictions. But to answer your question, you cannot. Zohran said the tenant doesn't have to pay more rent.
Gremlo has never personally heard Gremlo say anything really negative about you, but he allows it to go on in his chat. He allows people to trash me in his chat. And he does it behind the scenes, unfortunately. And he has cat's paws that are doing it. So, like, he gives himself plausible deniability while he goes behind the scenes. And his maws ban anyone who defends me. Yeah, exactly.
But we're going to cover the landlord's costs. No, you can't do.
He bans people for saying Mike is right. I've seen it. What a fucking loser.
Both. And that's not what happened. We did freeze the rent with de Blasio. We lost units because the landlords took them off the market because you weren't covering their costs. The reason the Rent Guidelines Board went up after the freeze was because you had to make up for all the backlog of costs. And this,
just got banned for trying to talk to Mike. My B, I guess Sean is always wrong and Hassan is infallible. I never even said the word Sean. As far as I know, Sean wasn't there. I guess they're going to try to, I guess the strategy is to run to Sean and try to say that I was talking about. I never said the word Sean. I have never spoken ill of Sean, not one time. Now, I don't know, you know, it is what it is. He said he's never called you Clap from PA. Okay, you're a liar.
I'm going to freeze the rent. People think it applies to all of them. No, just the 25% of units that are rent stabilized.
He's here.
And by the way,
on Zora, he has no vision. He's just being like, no, he's not going to freeze everyone's rent, just the rent stabilized.
He doesn't control the Rent Guidelines Board.
He's doing the thing that leftists do to me when they have no alternative options and they just simply yell about whatever I'm presenting as a mechanism for change. He's not going to freeze all the rent.
A candidate for mayor who tells you everything that he cannot do, then Andrew Cuomo should be your choice. If you want a candidate for mayor who will use every tool at their disposal, including the 9 appointees at the Rent Guidelines Board, all of whom are appointed by the mayor, then I am the candidate for you.
Clocked it! Notice how he locked in.
We have to go to Errol, sir.
He said all he's presenting is what we can't do. I'm going to do everything I can for you.
Can I get the rebuttal? Quickly. Okay, quickly. The mayor doesn't appoint the Rent Guidelines Board. He's wrong. They are appointed to a term and holdovers. And when the term is over, you can appoint. But it takes a number of years to get control.
Okay, understood. Candidates, right now we are just blocks away from the site of the Long Island City rezoning plan, which has been under consideration for a decade at this point.
So Gremlo is of the position he's never called me Clout from PA. Okay.
Its latest version would create 15,000 new apartments.
Now, how much do you think he'd be willing to wager on that? Is stream key?
That plan, like the recently passed City of Yes 5-borough rezoning, reflects a reality that hundreds of thousands of units, as many as 1 million new units, will be needed in New York City over the next 10 years. What is your plan to get new units built quickly? And the order of this will be Mr. Cuomo, then Mr. Sliwa, then Mr. Mamdani.
Sliwa said before it takes 5 years to build affordable housing. No, it doesn't. No, it shouldn't. That's an incompetent government. You can actually get competent government and well-managed government. I built LaGuardia Airport, even though he doesn't like it, in 4 years, okay? So don't tell me it takes 5 years to build a housing unit. You have to redo HPD. You have to change the entire organizational structure. You have the zoning, but you have to start hundreds, if not thousands, of sites simultaneously. Private sector developers, partner with not-for-profits, partner with CDCs, use city-owned sites, use air rights, make a deal with the unions. But this has to be the #1 priority. The way I did 2nd Avenue Subway or the Mario Cuomo Bridge or the Kosciuszko Bridge, this project is thousands.
All right, Chad, are you ready? Oh God, Redacted rated in too. Redacted is one of the DGG. That's one of the DGG nicknames I had. I was called Redacted from PA because they like doxed me. LOL, yeah, I saw Clout from PA. Can't believe the numbers he gets. Holy shit, his hair. I mean, Destiny gets higher numbers, so it's not surprising. God, fuck, he looks like a hippie now, which is ironic. Fucking CTV gets higher numbers than me. CTV, the embodiment of Florida man. It's all right. One day we'll get there. Also, check out the drop-off. Fucking 400 people, over half the raid. Well, Frogan is a woman. He's a nasty little guy, that Gremlo is. He's a nasty little guy. I was raiding Frogan. I'm sorry, Frogan. I didn't mean to bring you in. I'm so sorry. I know you have nothing to do with this. I apologize, Frogan. You have nothing to do with Frogan. Do not ask Frogan about it. If you do, I'll ban you. Nothing to do with Frogan. It was just, she was, you know, I raided in because I was supporting her because she was a new streamer. God, I knew it was about view counts. Yeah, also making fun of my appearance when you're 5'3". Now, chat, I've known about this for years, and I let it slide because what am I going to do? Be petty over every little thing? Am I going to be petty over every little thing? But the idea that he hasn't been, had been hostile to me for years, like, come on. Gremlo be like, no way he gets a couple K. I guess now that we saw the receipts, they will be reasonable and will admit wrong. By the way, notice how these liars denied it. Notice how they denied it, like the liars they are. And then I was like, listen, just apologize. You don't have to, we don't have to go through this whole thing. Just say you're sorry. Come to me, message me, say that you're sorry. Like, but no, they had to do the, no, I don't know what Mike's talking about. Oops. Haven't finished thanks for the 20. The bot message, he has it. Let the receipts come out because we're not all sure what's going on, including Gremlo. Oops. Only an hour ago, he said verbatim, I never called him Clout from PA. And notice that it wasn't about Mike from PA's views are bad. Notice that it was 100% Clout. They don't believe in this. They're grifters is what is starting to come out. You know, that's why they don't really have the analysis. That's why it's always talking about me and Hassan being racist, sexist, or whatever the fuck. It's all about, you know, and it is weird. It's weird. When the lib grifters found out lying is OP, we were friendly before. I was friendly. They were never friendly to me. Let me correct you. I was friendly to Gremlo. Gremlo was never friendly to me. Not once. I was friendly to him. He was never friendly to me. Never. There's not one thing he did that I can remember that was nice. He never invited me to shit. He never vouched for me with anybody. He never got me anything. He never put me onto an exciting, like, you know, Louisiana. The only thing he did is he did message me about somebody he was trying to get banned in my chat. That was the only time he ever messaged me. A lot of people think if you're nice, that means you're weak. A lot of people think that if you're kind and generous, it means that you're stupid. And those are the people that you shouldn't be friends with because they're sociopaths and they're transactional and they only see you as something to get something from. You and VO are VIPs in his chat. Not for long. I'm assuming they're young because his behavior is incredibly immature and naive. Well, I think part of growing up is learning that maybe you shouldn't fuck with people that are nice to you for no reason. Maybe you should be incredibly happy and grateful when someone promotes you for no reason. Like, why would I promote Gremlo? Like, what is his qualifications? What are Gremlo's qualifications for me to recommend him as a thoughtful commentator? This is what it looks like when I reach out. Are they really worth giving 3 hours of your time? Yes. They could have shit-talked me for a million years and I would have let it slide, but then they started harassing VO for no fucking reason while she's being harassed by Ethan Klein and DGG. And that's where it crosses the line. The Discord's supposed to be popping off because you've been quiet and typing away since you showed the first receipt directly contradicting what he said. Hey, Gremlo, you gonna message me yet, you pussy ass bitch? I'll be looking for you, my friend. I'll be looking for you. You know, when I grew up, people realized that if you fucked with someone's partner, you were making a big mistake. You were making a big ass mistake when you harass someone's partner. That people get a little bit angrier. Like you could shit talk someone and they might brush it off, but if you shit talk their partner, that could cause them to get a little bit angrier. Maybe I just need therapy. Someone just typed this right. Mike was right. You are a snake. Just hit those unfollows. Get out of that fucking community of snakes. The next thing they're going to do is find Hassan. Hassan got clipped out of context. They're going to try to call him racist next. They're going to help whatever next DGG fucking attack so they can get a modicum of clout and browbeat Hassan into bringing them on their streams. Or some fucking disgusting move. Like it's social animals, they tend to react negatively to attacks. So true. Wouldn't the next logical attack vector to bring Hoscord on their side? I mean, you know, I don't want to bring, listen, there's people that I don't want to bring into this because it's none of their business. This is between me and Gremlo and Cinemarxism and Rhizome. And you could tell they're bad faith because they're going to do what they always do, which is run around doing fucking relational aggression like a teenage girl. Get in those DMs. Tap, 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 tap. Get in those DMs. Tap, 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 tap. Conditionally, thank you for the 68 months. Wait, who are we unfollowing? Well, I mean, I'm unfollowing Gremlo. I don't know about you.
Thousands of
let's not be scorched earth. He straight lied to me and his community by saying he never called me Clout from PA. He literally denied. I said, that's his nickname for me, Clout from PA. He said he never said it. I showed the receipt. He lied to you all. I mean, like, come on. He's a lying liar. He's lying because he wants my fans to keep watching him. I don't want you to keep watching someone who engages in secret meetings to shit talk me, who's been behind the scenes, boosting every single bad faith critic of mine and keeps stalkers as VIPs. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to let him do his little cat's paw bullshit anymore. And he thought I was just dumb and didn't notice. They thought I was dumb and didn't notice. I've been on to you for fucking years, dummy. I've been on to you for years. But I invited you to my home anyway, because I thought hanging out with me, you would be normal and you would realize, wow, Mike's actually a nice guy and I don't really have any reason to be against him. This is the bed you made, you hostile fuck. You have not discussed a single characteristic about any of them in these hours discussing it, only their behavior. They do the opposite. It's unserious and bad faith. Show people the difference. Yeah, I mean, I did mention that Gremlo was 5'3", but only after he was attacking my appearance. He not only said he didn't call you, does anyone have the clip? Could you guys bring me the clip? He thought the person that came up with that name was the dumbest person alive. You know, on the plus side, that gets him to start burning his social capital and showing his connections, trying to defend, at which point, once receipts start coming out, he's burning his own bridges by actively pulling people in and not giving them the full truth. Well, I want him to show me who my enemies are. He's going to show me who my enemies are by the people that go after me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other part. It's like Gremlo's going to show me who all my enemies are, right? Like, he's going to show me all the people that go after me for defending Vio from being lied about and myself. He's going to show me my enemies because they're not going to take the olive branch. They're not going to apologize because they want me to die. That's as far as they're concerned.
Housing developments being accelerated, expedited, facilitated at one time. And we need 500,000 units. That's the...
He hasn't said a word on his stream in the last half hour, just furiously typing away while playing the debate in the background. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Again, he could just say, Mike, I'm sorry. I should have been honest about the way I felt about you. I don't like you, Mike. And I think I should be the bigger streamer. Come on, man, say something.
Way you're going to make New York City affordable and still allow the talent to come here.
Okay, Mr. Sliwa.
I'm the only candidate here on the stage who is opposed to the city of yes. Both my adversaries are for it. Make sure on election day when you turn over your ballot and you have the initiatives, you vote no. And you know how oftentimes I've been accused, how are you going to work with the Democratic-controlled city council? I, Adrian Adams, and the predominant Democrats, including many of them very liberal and progressive, believe no to yes. I have a simple plan. It takes a year. We have 25 Empire State buildings that would be empty and just have office space that'll never be used because business doesn't operate the way it used to. Retrofit them to affordable apartments. Most are in Manhattan. The infrastructure is there. You set up a partnership with developers. It'll put men and women to work, and you'll get your affordable apartments a lot quicker and not be a burden to the outer boroughs and the residential communities because you're in the back pockets, Andrew, of the developers who wine dined in pocket.
Would it be a closer race if it was Cuomo or Sliwa versus Zohran? No, because Sliwa is a Republican. No Democrat's going to vote for him.
Housing gets built in their district?
Absolutely.
No matter how woke he gets.
Control. Community boards should have their say. What happened to zoning? We throw it out. Eric Adams. This city of yes is on steroids, and he went wild taking care of his developer friends as he knew he would be one and done. I told you he was corrupt. I told you there would be chaos, and I warned you in 2021. You should have elected me mayor then.
Okay. Mr. Mamdani.
We need to build more housing all across New York City. Today, New York City builds about 4 houses for 1,000 people. Jersey City's at 7. Tokyo is at about 10. We need to do this by streamlining the process.
I have decided that I'm going to not wait. I'm not going to wait. I'm actually not going to wait. I think we're going to do receipts today. I'm going to be sending you over to VO's stream in about 10-15 minutes. And we're going to go over a lot of the receipts. Okay? Obviously, I don't want to make this about me. It's really about what they've been doing to VO. And that's what's pissed me off. Because I can ignore people trashing me. I even ignored their deplatforming campaign. Okay? Which I should not have done. I should not have ignored that. But when they started harassing VO too, I just can't take that anymore. So... we're going to, well, you know, VO, in about 10-15 minutes, we're going to go through all the receipts. And if they don't apologize before that stream's over, then, you know, it is what it is. We're going to keep going. I hate this drama shit. I hate it too. Unfortunately, they got me banned for 7 days. You know, they were very eager to, they got me banned, you know? Wait, does this not work anymore? The streamer bans not work anymore? Oh no, they got rid of this website? Damn. Live stream fail. Central Committee has been banned. What's going on? I'm just telling everyone about the way you've been acting behind the scenes for the last, I don't know, 4 months. I mean, it's been years. You remember when you used to call me Clout from PA? You forgot? Did you forget? Why didn't you come up and say hi to me at TwitchCon, Grem? I didn't know that you and I were beefing, man. You were perfectly okay with people shit talking and harassing VO in your community and in your chat. You were happy to boost the idea that I was an anti-Semite, that I was a racist. You were happy to, I mean, here, I'll show the receipts. You told to your audience, you scoffed at the people who said that you called me Clout from PA. And you treated them like they were the dumbest person in the world. But when I was supporting Frogan early on her career, there it is in black and white. Clout from PA. Because I'm there it is. Clout from PA. Destiny gets higher viewers, so it's not surprising. I can't believe he gets the numbers again. Holy shit's his hair. Fucking CTV gets higher numbers than me. CTV, the embodiment of Florida man. But bro, you are like a clout goblin. You are a clout goblin, and you've been perfectly comfortable with trashing me and implying that you're the safe streamer, and Mike is the bad, mean streamer. And then you laughed and you scoffed at somebody who said you called me Clout from PA. Well, there it is in black and white, Gremlo. I've got my eye on you, Grim. I know you now. I know who you are now. And I was always kind to you, right? Generous, friendly. I got my eye on you now, though. I'm happy to talk on Discord. How about I fly out to Louisiana? How about that? How about that? We'll meet in person. How about that? We'll sit down man to man. Or you can come to LA, whichever. Is this the performative male? Yeah, I know, right? It's just, the guy is like, God, what a weasel, man. Ugh. Am I threatening him? No, I want to have a man-to-man chat. I want to have a man-to-man chat with Greblo, and just me and him. That's all I want. I don't want him recording me. Like he's gonna use that. Oh yeah, I'm threatening him. Oh no, I'm not threatening you, Grem. And also, notice that these people never say anything about their behavior. They never say anything about their behavior. They never say anything about what they were doing. Having a secret meeting and going like, fuck Mike, fuck that guy, he's a racist, he's a sexy, we're gonna get him deplatformed. Clout from PA. Just talk it out. What is there to talk about? What is this to talk about? What is there to talk about? It's so fragile. It's hilarious how different you sound on the phone with no chat. You had your tail between your legs like a pussy bitch. What? I was trying to talk to you guys like human beings. I was trying to talk to you guys like human beings, Tofu. When I was like, hey, I'm not sexist. I thought you guys were legitimately confused. And I was out there talking to you about how much it means to me and how much I care about you guys. And then I find out that it's all lies from your side. Now I found out that you guys are hostile and you have plans for me and you want to ruin my reputation. You have a VIP in my chat. You have a VIP in my fucking chat. Do you like God damn, man. How different you sound. Yeah, because I again, when I got banned, chat, I reached out to everybody because I wanted them to know how seriously I care about this stuff. But they were giggling with glee that I was banned. They were happy I was banned. It's like, damn, that's fucked up. You know, I wanted to be friends with you. I tried to be friends with you guys. I tried to be friends with you guys. Since the white leftist discourse is between you and I have talk, what even is this? You're gonna pretend. You're gonna pretend. You're gonna pretend. You're gonna pretend. And it's nothing to do with Tofu. I never even said the word Tofu. Tofu jumped in. Did you or did you not have a in-person meeting where you trashed me with Rhizome and Cinemarxism to a bunch of other people? And you sat there nodding along and agreeing. Did that or did that not happen? Did you not call me Clout from PA? Did you not boost the idea that I was racist? This is fragile, they say. I remember Tofu Ghost talking shit for weeks in Sean and Brett's chat. Disappointing. I mean, I reached out to them and tried to have a conversation with them for hours on end, but I didn't bring it out. Wait, why'd you get quiet? You did the thing that I learned at a young age. When you messed up, even though you didn't mean to, you contacted everyone to apologize and clear the air. It's very hard to do. Anyone that says that's you tucking your tail has a lot of growing up to do. I mean, that's what I tried to do. All these people who talked, I guess I did that. This would go much smoother if you get on a call. No thanks. No thanks. I'm not making this more content for you. You guys got what you wanted. I noticed that you were shit talking me and I got hurt. I'm doing the only thing I can do, which is speak publicly about the private shit you've been doing. The Clout Goblin wants content. Yeah, give us the content. Give us the content. If you could talk, if we're hurt. What? But you're not even bothering to deny it. You're not even bothering to deny it. You're not even bothering to deny it. Pretend what? I explained it. You're not even bothering to deny it. You're not even Darvoing. You're calling me fragile and oh, do this for me. I'm giving you the attention you wanted. Did you or did you not do that? Did you come up to me and did you message me at TwitchCon? Did you, when I walked by, when I was standing there, did you say hi? If not, why not? I thought we were good, bro. When you get caught talking shit, you get called out, and now suddenly, oh, I don't deny the clout thing. I don't recall what was said, what that was, but I could own that. We weren't even near each other at TwitchCon. Okay. You threaten my friend. That's not a threat. A threat would be, I'm going to do X. That's not a threat. Saying, we're going to meet in person. Quit making this about some shit. Get the fuck out of here with this. Get the fuck out of here with this. Tofu Ghost. Quit trying to deflect. Quit trying to deflect on me talking to Gremlo. Stop trying to deflect. Gremlo is perfectly happy trashing me in private. This sucks. Yeah, it does suck. You guys are getting consequences for your actions. You guys are getting consequences. I'm talking about it live. And I'm saying to my community, these people have it out for me. They don't like me. And they've been trying to get me hurt. And they're bullying Vio. Because they can get away with that. I'm taking it to the people, the only people you guys care about, the people you can make money from. Say, I'm sorry we did that. What did I lie about, Tofu Ghost? I suggest employing separating facts from feelings. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. Here's an example of what they do on their streams.
Yeah, they're talking Mike from PA. For some reason, he's been talking shit on me and Brett lately. Ever since we criticized him in August, and ever since his partner stole my emotes. You talk shit about Mike's VO girl, right? She stole my emotes. Like, yeah, I did. Yeah.
The emote heist of 2025. How is Grem involved? I just showed you. I just told you. He was at a meeting, which he won't even bother denying because he knows it's real. He just wonders exactly what I have exactly. See, Gremlo's worried. He's like, well, I don't want to confirm it, but I'm also worried how much Mike has. I was already proven as a liar once. So how much more does Mike have? Just admit you did that. How can you let this shit get to you like this? What do you mean? They got me banned, bro. And every day they're trying to go through my VODs to find things to get me banned over. Like, come on. And they bullied my partner. And your head mod threatens to go around everywhere she is. Everywhere she is. He responded and admitted it. Oh, wait, he did? That's not me. That's Rhizome. And he's allowed to feel hurt. His art was used for someone else's emotes. Did you have a meeting with Rhizome? Did you all get together at the Airbnb and shit talk me to each other and spread defamatory lies? Did you or did you not do this? His art was used for someone else's emotes. It wasn't his art, number one. There he is. There he is. The VO shit. They seriously think there was emote stealing. No, that's the opinion they need to have in order to justify their mistreating of me and VO. They need to have some excuse. I'm mean. Like, notice Tofu said I was threatening Grem. That's their excuse. Now Mike's bad. See, he threatened Grem. Now it's justified. All the stuff I was doing about him before is justified retroactively because of something Mike didn't even do. Private content. Why? Why should I rehabilitate his reputation? There's something to be said about how every social circle you go in, you make enemies. It was justified because you're actually bad. Wait, enemies now? Wait, they're my enemies? I thought you guys all loved me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought I was wrong. We just needed to chat. Now you're my enemies now? I didn't know that. Oops. Oops. By the way, VIP in my chat. I'm their enemy though. There's something to be said about how every social circle you make enemies. We had a good conversation. You lied to me. In what way did I lie? In fact, a couple weeks ago, I saw that you needed, I saw you tweeting that you needed help, and I DM'd you, what do you need? And you didn't respond. What do you mean? This is embarrassing. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. And Rhizome and Cinemarxism have taken it to stream for months and months and months. And Gremlo was happy to promote all those people. And there's other people that I won't even mention. You sound paranoid. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid now. Okay, someone doesn't like you. Get over it, King. I am. I'm getting over it. Gremlo doesn't like me, chat. I'm learning this. Gremlo doesn't like me. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Did you know that? I'm saying Rhizome is allowed to feel hurt that he wasn't consulted this. His partner makes those and felt wrong. That's their words. I don't think it's my place to tell them they're wrong for that. I thought this was all paranoid, made up bullshit. You guys need to have a private conversation. I'm not interested. I have to drag out these admissions like a fucking, I had to drag them out like pulling teeth. And they deny every step of the way until I provide proof, and then it's on to the next denial, and it's on to the next denial, and then it's more proof, and then it's the next denial, and then it's on proof, then it's the next denial. It's like, he still didn't address your question, by the way. Hey, Gremlo, did you have a meeting where you all sat down and shit talked me to a bunch of people? Did you or did you not do that? It's not that hard, man. Yes or no? Why won't you answer? You're just staring at a screen, saying and typing nothing. Yeah, it is what it is. Why don't you just call each other? Why should I? Why should I? I have not talked about this publicly and given Rise space to decide how he deals with it. I feel like I'm being forced to talk about it since Mike won't just talk to me live. Wait, talk about what? He's saying that Vio stole emotes. All right, Vio, are you live? I think it's time for the receipts to start happening. I think it's time for the receipts. I've waited long enough. No, my blue emotes, my blue frog emotes. There is a circle of people that, mostly because they used to be former Voshites and DGG guys, not all of them, but that's most of the bigger ones. And they used to shit on me a lot, right? And I just kept doing my own thing. And eventually, you know, Vosh, Destiny got banned. They're gone. I just kept doing my own thing, you know? But occasionally they pop up. I tried to be friendly, but at a certain point, it's like, you're reacting like a makeup VTuber. How many chats have you ever done in my chat? Okay. Oh, you were here. You were here a couple times this past month. That's good. You're acting like Ethan Klein. Oh, well, they trashed me for reacting to my own harassment about Ethan Klein. He's admitting to the meeting right now on stream. Oh, cool. Ew.
Who feel like they have been wronged or have been slighted or even like felt pushed aside, going back to the white streamers, white leftist streamers thing. Yeah, they're allowed to talk about it. What do you want me to do? Tell the people.
Now they were just chatting. Brett, the famously unwhite streamer. Oof. All right, chat. It's time for we decided that Actually, the strategy, they chatted on Discord group chat. They figured out the strategy was to say it's actually just people of color airing their grievances against racist Mike. That's what they decided to go with, even though it was Brett. And by the way, as far as I'm concerned, like, goodbye. Goodbye to those people. Good luck. Good luck. Enjoy your whatever. Good luck. Bye. All right, I'm sending you guys, gals, non-binary pals over to VO. And you could see the way that they have been treating her for the last, 4 months. Sorry that we had to do this. I wish that we didn't. Graham called you the white leftist man. Yeah, unlike himself. Solidarity forever is what I try. That's what I try to show, but sometimes we have to deal with these kind of problems. All right, everybody, stay safe. Solidarity. I'll see you all tomorrow, and see you on the flip side. And if you want to see the receipts, they'll be in VO's channel. Also, please don't bring it up in Hassan's stream. He doesn't fucking care. He doesn't fucking care, and neither do I. He doesn't fucking care. If I see you bring up in Hassan, you'll get banned. So don't do that.